Hope everyone's having a good night. Looks like my microphone is working. That's a good sign. There we go. That's probably a bad idea. I should probably flip you guys over. There we go. Sup, Parker? How are you doing? Hopefully you can hear me okay. This was a completely unplanned live stream. What the heck? I totally misspoke. That was a slip up. Doing a completely unscheduled live stream here. Just a random stream pretty much. I felt like going live. There's one person who wanted to see something specific in Cheyenne, so we'll probably try to spin by there at some point tonight. But other than that, we're just going to wander around Cheyenne and see what's happening. Probably not too much tonight specifically, but we'll see where the night takes us. Sup, Adam? Right now, I think feels like maybe in the 30s right now, if I had to take a guess based on putting my hand out the window of the vehicle here. Sup, Brian? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good tonight. Make sure this is tightened, which looks like it is. Okay. Guess we'll kick off and just see what happens here. Like I said, it's a completely unscheduled live stream. Wasn't even necessarily planning on going live tonight, but I don't know. I just kind of felt in the mood, and when it occurred to me to maybe just go ahead and do a live stream of showing at least one of the particular places in town, figured I might as well do that. We're starting over here at the Maverick, former Come and Go, over here at Ridge and Lincoln Way, and I think I'm going to head probably west. I was looking toward the east, that's why I said that. Oh man, I'll look at the chat here shortly. I know there's a couple of you chatting in there. I obviously can't really read the chat while I'm driving necessarily, and you guys are quite literally in the passenger seat. I don't think I've really done a live stream in Cheyenne in a long time. Besides, I think I did a walking stream not too long ago. But last year, I really wanted to do some live streams once a month, roughly, but it just did not work out that way. I think in the second half of the year, I probably could have technically, but I don't know, it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so we're just going to make the best of that, live with it. That's why I promised only one live stream this year, but hopefully we'll be doing more than just one. So we'll see what happens. There's been quite a few things opening and closing, and something I have actually started to do is to start kind of a print edition sort of thing. So I have my Blogspot page, as many of you know, where I talk about retail related things happening in Cheyenne, and I recently was like, you know what, I should start doing a print thing. So it wasn't necessarily an overnight idea. I think the final nail in the coffin was actually a little bit of play off of something that Jeremy's Retail did. So he's one of the people that does lots of retail videos out in I believe in Pennsylvania. We'll go on this back road because why not? He posted something to his Instagram story one night maybe a couple or 3, 4, probably about 4 weeks ago now, maybe 5. It's getting there. It was right at the start of January. He had posted something to his Instagram story where it's basically a newsletter, quite literally, in the format of a kind of looking like a newspaper, but was digital. Now, that wasn't the original inspiration. There's been numerous things that led me to that point, but that's maybe a topic for another day. But after I saw that, it was like, wait, I'm insane. I could do the print thing for sure. I could do that 100% easy. And it's there's also other reasons too. that are kind of unrelated. So it's like I do have concern over how easy it is. A platform could disappear overnight, or even if the platform itself doesn't disappear, how easy it is for someone to just get wiped off the platform for one reason or another. It can happen to the most legitimate people if they get hacked or something like that. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me, thank goodness. Hopefully that never happens to me. But yeah, maybe I'll take a left and head over to Lincoln Way from here. Decided to go down the back road for the fun of it, for something different. Hey, Standby News. And I'll check the chat before we hop on Lincoln Way. How about that? This place over here used to be a Grant Farms, and then it was that motorsports place, and now I keep seeing this van parked out here. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with it, but I don't know if maybe something might be opening there soon. I'm not sure. All right. I'm doing all right, Parker. How about you? Did you get hit with the winter storm last week? We got like the back tail end of it. So we did get some snow on the ground. It accumulated a little bit, but wasn't like drastic power outages and all that. But we did have some really cold weather. I saw as low as like -6, -7 Fahrenheit at night. Let's see. So right now we're across from the DTs on Lincoln Way. And I'm going to take a right. I went on the back road behind the Wendy's and all that. Just decided that's the way I wanted to go. We're going to go ahead and continue. And I'll reach out again shortly. So yeah, I had one of my viewers was kind of wanting to see one particular spot. So that's where we're going to, I think we're probably just going to start with going out there. And then we'll go from there. There's definitely plenty of things to look at in Cheyenne, I think, right now. I literally have my list of things that are kind of happening this month. So just today, Delta Kappa Gamma Epsilon chapter, they're a group of, what do I want to say, a group of people that kind of do things to support education needs and stuff in the community. And they started working on getting donations for their book sale today that will be happening in March. The two full weekends, the first 2 full weekends of March, but technically March starts on a Sunday, so it's the second and third weekend into March when they will be having the actual book sale. But right now they're accepting book donations. There's like a bunch of collection boxes in Cheyenne, and they also are going to be having donations accepted at the Joanne itself. So they're going to be in the Joanne at Frontier Mall, the space that actually had a water main burst right next to it that totally messed up the floor and everything. So they actually had to do a lot of work to get the dirt underneath stabilized, and then they end up putting in new concrete. As far as I understand, the floor had actually buckled from the pressure, unfortunately, and that flood is substantial, is noticeable. That's what I'll say to that. I didn't see the floor myself, so the part about it being buckled is what I've heard from a lot of other business owners who were in that area at the time of the flood, who either were in communication with other people or actually saw it. For me personally, I did not get that close. There is no way possible I was going to be able to do that without like ruining my shoes, and I was not about to do that. So yeah, that was a bad flood. I really wanted to see if I could help if I could, but the thing is, it's so bad that there's nothing I could do at that point. All I could do was kind of just observe what I was seeing at that point in time and live with it. So I just kind of glanced around and saw how people were doing, stepped into bomb guards, and God, that water was so high on that glass. Oh my gosh. The gates, they actually closed the gates to bomb guards, I guess, in time for it to not really do much damage to their store. It did flood in there a little bit. The floor was a little wet when I got in there, but it was nothing like the other places, and they had gotten something in front of the glass door as well to prevent the water from coming in. So, God, that was a crazy day. That was late last year, so they've been trying to get the space all fixed up and everything, and all the tenants have been, thankfully so far no tenants have closed because of the flood, but tenants have been working to like fix their spaces and stuff like that. So it's been a little bit busy for them, but they're getting there. There's still a few in there that I don't know if they're gonna do the floor. They probably, in my opinion, I think they technically should redo the floor, but I don't know if they will. But for the ones that were actually redoing the floor, they've got their floor redone at this point. So yeah, it's been a little bit hectic out there. We're now on West Lincoln Way. I've been told that one of the vape shops in town is actually closing, but I forget which one it is. Apparently it's on the south side, but I didn't look at the street view, so I have no idea which one it is. I guess they have a location in Colorado and a location here, and they're closing the one here, apparently, so I've heard. I should check the street view, and I kept forgetting to. So now it's one of the few topics I'm not as desperate to cover, just because vaping's maybe not in some instances supposedly a little better than smoking, but it still can harm your health. And personally, whenever I've been around someone who vapes, I smell it and it just makes me want to gag. So I don't see any, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't see any benefit. I think the main idea of those was to help people with getting off cigarettes, but anyway, that's a ramble for another day, perhaps, and it's not necessarily a topic that I'm well versed in, so I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, it's not too bad tonight. It is chilly, but it's not windy. It feels like, if I had to take a guess, it feels like 30s outside. Could be low 40s, maybe. It's harder to tell at night because, well, it's hard to tell anyway. I haven't checked the weather in a few hours, so my bad. I think it got into the 40s today, though, so it wasn't too bad of a day. Chill factor, of course, but, for winter, I don't know if I can complain. I'm going to stop over here for a sec. I just want to do this real quick since we're right here. So they've been working on building a new hotel off to the right here, next to the Ice and Events Center. They also built this new building for the Cheyenne Gymnastics. This is all the area of the old hitching post. So if you saw the hitching post video, then you know where we're at, or at least have some idea. They had demolished all the buildings, and now they're building all this new stuff in the area. It's not all complete by any means, but it is getting farther. There we go. Now you can see a good view of the new hotel they're building. I'm not sure who honked, but I don't think it was at me. Oh, there's a Mercedes G-Class over here in the parking lot. All right. Got the little miniature golf area for the Ice and Events Center. Then we have a nice little entryway into this area. So the new hotel here is a Hampton, and they also built that new one right ahead of us. That's Everhome. And then we're gonna head over to the little gas station, I guess. Hopefully the quality doesn't crap out too bad. Sometimes it craps out on this side of town, so hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, I apologize. Yeah, this is a lot nicer than it used to be. It used to be a really old, worn out pavement thing that's like part of the parking lot. They had street lamps that were in the middle of the road. It was not the best design ever, and of course it probably was a remnant of an older time. So I don't know if I can be too judgy over it, but now they've turned into like a nice little street there that's just paved and has sidewalks going along it, and it's actually kind of a lot nicer in a way, in my opinion, than it used to be on that little roadway there. All right, we're gonna head over this way. So we're continuing a little bit further west. This is West Lincoln Way. We're gonna pass by Outback and go a little bit farther. There's a little gas station over here that I've done a video of it before. I think I did like a really raw video. It wasn't anything like crazy. And it's kind of just me showing what it looked like after they had boarded it up, because there's not much else to do with it at that point, and I think it's still boarded up. So we're gonna go take a look. Let me know if the stream is lagging at all. Hopefully it's not lagging at all, but do let me know if it is, if it looks like it's going to crap or something. If it is, then I'll figure something else out. But grabbed a random nighttime photo from last year because that's all I had for tonight on the thumbnail. I might change the thumbnail later, but let's see what this place looks like. I haven't been over here in a little while. Vroom. Alright, so this is over here by the La Quinta and the Guest Inn and was it Tres Amigos? Yeah, you can see it's still all boarded up. Maybe a flipperoonie here. Maybe park on the side. Hop out for a second. I got my light so we can see. Where's the cord? There it is. Alright, we'll just do that. I think I'll just leave the lights on because we're going to be coming right back. Oh, let's see, the comments froze up. Sup, Polar Plays? How have you been, dude? I haven't heard from you in a little while. Why did the Cheyenne IHOP close? Good question. I don't think I have the exact answer for that right now. Is Jeremy going to try and come scare me? Knowing Jeremy, he might. Because I've done it to him so many times that he'll probably do something. Except the thing is, I'll be expecting it now. Yeah, there is still a Village Inn here in Cheyenne. I think there's still a few in northern Colorado. It's definitely not as common as it once was. Okay, let's hop out. He's too tired. All right, I guess that's a good excuse. All right, let's make sure my cord's not wrapped up. And turn my light on here. Yeah, I know. I'm leaving the lights on because it's whatever. All right. Yeah, I should probably lock it. I got the key. Yep. Right in my eye. Shined a light in my eye. That was nice. Yep, it's boarded. Just go on this side, I guess. So it used to, a long time ago, I believe they would have had a Phillips 66 sign up there on top, and of course that's long gone. It's boarded and it's in really rough shape, man. Hopefully the quality's not crapping out too bad. I know sometimes it craps out in this part of town, but yeah, it's in rough shape. Got Home Depot over here. Yeah, it's completely boarded. Yep, there's the La Quinta. And behind that semi truck is the whatchamacallit, Tres Amigos. Look at all the bird crap. God, I'm not gonna walk through that. Gonna try not to anyway. Yeah, go on this side of the building. Goodness, there's all kinds of white crap on the floor here. Yeah, look at that. Still got the text on it, or at least some of it. But yeah, it's boarded. Whew, it's cold. So this is on West Lincoln Way, next to I-25 and I-80, around the corner from Home Depot. And this is the old Phillips 66 gas station. It has that gull wing right there. So the gull wing goes up. There's a number of these that have like 2 gull wings, but of course this one only has the one. Oh boy, it's cold. It is so cold. At least it's not windy. I bet you it's definitely in the 30s by now. Yeah, they should, shouldn't they? Excuse me. All right, put that there. Yeah, we know. Okay. All right. That's cold. At least it's not windy. If it is windy, that'd make it really miserable. Right now, there's barely a breeze. It's actually pretty pleasant for a winter day, even in spite of everything. I don't know if they'll ever sell it or not. I don't see any property signs or like properties for sale signs. I'll go this way first, actually. I don't see any property for sale signs, and when I looked it up, it doesn't look like it has any info online about it. Like being for sale, I should say. That's what I should say. It's no info online about being for sale. There we go. I'm gonna do a little bit of a loop-de-loop so you guys can see a little bit of context. This is in between of the guest inn, motel, hotel thing, and also Tres Amigos. So there's 2 Tres Amigos. This is the one on West Lincoln Way. There's also one out there on Del Range, but that's the other one, not the one we're at. Alright. It's kind of awkward how they have this set up. There's like this property, and then there's another separate property immediately behind it, the gas station. It's kind of weird, at least according to the county property assessor's map. Alright. Alright, where should we go next? There's a little restaurant thing we could take a look at back the way we came. Could always spin by the Home Depot too, so you have a little more context of where this is at. Sometimes I've almost thought maybe I should do a video of Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, but then I never do. Actually, with an incident that just happened with another YouTuber who was just going to Home Depot, doing kind of browsing products and stuff, I'd probably be more than okay to do a video of a Home Depot at this point, but I don't know. There's other things. There's a lot of stuff that I can film, and it's like at that point I have to narrow it down. So it's not exactly been on my priority list as of recently. There's a lot of other places that definitely are more of a priority for me, but yeah, got Home Depot, and there's a bunch of hotels along this area. It's like 2 or 3 of them, I think, right? Holiday Inn Express, Candlewood, and this other one down here on the end. All right. I think I'm going to turn the heat on just a touch. They call this one Hotel Cheyenne now, apparently. I don't think it used to be called that. And it almost looks like there's a lot of construction vehicles over there. I wonder if they're doing like a remodel or something. Holiday Inn Express. I've been in there. I think I've been in both of those at least once. Definitely the Holiday Inn, and I think I went into the Express one, or the Candlewood Suites one once as well, if I remember right. I can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe it was only the Holiday Express one. I think I got a good photo of Home Depot from the upper floor, too, that time when I was there. That was a long time ago, too. Then I also got a good photo of the Mexican restaurant there, the Old Village Inn. I got a good photo of that as well one time because of being in the hotel there too once. because of other people being in town or whatever. Alright, I guess maybe we'll kind of head back the way I came. Try to read the... You should see the fire department. Wait, you should see the fire department soon up the street at the homeless shelter? What? I'm not exactly sure where that's at. You're saying there's a fire station near the Kamiya shelter? Oh, you mean fire station 1? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I'm not sure. Parker says I should go see the former Joanne. The mall is already closed, so the best that we could do is barely see a glimpse of the backside, which is kind of bland and boring, let's face it. The only thing you could see is the Joanne or the DKG sign on the back door, and that's it. If I had gone live an hour sooner, then I probably could have, but I didn't know I was going to go live an hour sooner, so oh well. I did get a good 360 photo inside of there, though, so I'll be putting that probably over on the Facebook eventually once I get it copied over and everything. Could probably just about show it on the stream, but we'll see. I think Ziggy's Coffee was supposed to say about building a location over here by the Hampton and all that, but I guess that's not going to happen. That was a long time ago when they had submitted permits, and with them closing one of the locations here, granted I know it's just one franchisee, but still, with them closing one of the locations here, I just don't know if they will actually open another location anytime soon. Just don't know. I don't know. Oops. Alright, we're gonna... we'll go to the next spot. Fine. Alright. There we go. I keep wanting to video this place, but every single time I try to, there's always some fucking sketchy person over here. I mean, and I say the F-bomb there because it's always some sketchy baloney that's going on over here. I don't know what it is. Every single time I've tried to do this place, it doesn't go well. So this is a little restaurant that's called Little Philly, most recently. I don't remember the exact reason why they closed, but they closed and never reopened. And there's been a couple of things here. I know it was a hamburger restaurant a long time ago. I think Scotty's was actually one of the places that was here a long time ago. It does have a little tiny drive-through thing up on the other side of the building. But yeah, I never tried it, but I did hear Little Philly was pretty good. And yeah. The fire department will be at the Kamiya shelter. That's what I meant to say. I don't think I'm spelling that right, but it's the homeless shelter on the right. Yeah, that. Hey, Mr. Movie, how are you doing? He has 1 degree Fahrenheit over there in Sweden. That's cold. That's colder than here. You should see the new former Big Lots. Yeah, we could go by there. There's some stuff happening over there. We could go take a look. And my phone is at 30%, so I should probably plug it in. This is why I brought my duct tape, because I had a feeling that I was going to have to charge my phone. We'll do it. I have to unbuckle so I can do this right. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Every single time I've tried to come over here and see about maybe doing a video of this place, there's always, I don't know, there's always something sketchy going on every time I want to, and then it sketches me out, and then I don't do it. Sometimes I think there was one time where I saw a homeless person in the drive-thru, so I was like, I'm not even gonna bother with that. I don't want to bother him or her. I think it was a him. There's another time where I don't even know what it was. There's just, I don't know, every single time it's always some weird sketchy thing over here, so I don't know. It's just not my luck. Let's see, where did I just set it? Where the hell? I just had it. Oh, there it is. Okay. We're okay. I'll do it like that. And then I gotta get my cord out, plug you guys in so that my phone don't die. It's already down to 31. Doesn't take much, does it? I started at 74, I think, at the start of the stream. 74% on my phone. Doesn't help that the phone is aging a little bit, but I probably just did that backwards. I should have. Where's it gonna do it right? Okay, there we go. Okay, let's try that. And now the cord is fighting me, of course, because why not? There we go. All right, there we go. Yeah, it definitely would have been a fast food at some point. Mr. Movie says I'm sleepy, but maybe because it's 4:35 a.m. Yeah, that's probably possible. That can do it, man. That can do it. Oh man, my sleep's been it's been a disaster for like weeks, months. I don't think I've been on like a good schedule for getting to bed at a reasonable hour. Probably not since like the end of last year, I should say the end of like the start of 2025, I think, roughly somewhere in there. Because I every day I was getting up and going for a walk, and that kept me on a rhythm. But at a certain point, I had to just say no more because I kind of worked myself out too hard and strained myself a little bit again. So, yeah, I've been trying to get at least walking at a little reasonably frequently, but you know, it's hard to do it if I don't do it daily. But if I do it daily, that's what ended up messing me up. So let's see, I can't remember, is there a curb right here or is it sloped? I don't know. Yeah, this would have been this would have been, I believe, let's see, I think Scotty's and a couple of others. This little green and white building, I think Scotty's and a couple of others, and then of course most recent was the Little Philly. It was a local business at that point, and that's where it's kind of at. God, someone hit the do not enter sign there on the left. Look at that. We could go by the Big Lots. I think I'm going to do that. There's no sign saying I can't turn left, so I'm turning left. That parking lot's a little bit weird to navigate, and if you're not careful, you might go off a ledge. I think Standby News got a video of one of the people that did that too, where they had high centered their vehicle on the ledge because they were trying to leave the parking lot or whatever, and they went off a spot where it's really high up. Oops, I hate the indecision zone. I was going a little bit slow for that yellow light, just a little bit. I think Road Guy Rob is where I learned about that. If you go, I already knew logically, I guess, that the yellow lights were often timed appropriately for the speed. But what I learned from Road Guy Rob is that if you go too slow or too fast for that yellow light, and you catch it just the right time, you can get yourself in a situation where stopping is less than ideal, but going is also less than ideal. In either case, you'll end up either slamming your brakes on and risking someone hitting you in the rear, or you'll end up catching the red light, one or the other, and it's not a good situation in either case. And the yellow lights aren't always necessarily timed for the speed limit. They can be timed for the speed limit. Sometimes they're timed for roughly how fast people are usually going. There's a lot of different factors that go into how they decide that. And a lot of that's way above my knowledge level to like get too specific about. Oh yeah, city drug moved. That's right. Shoot, I'm in the wrong lane. Let's go around the block. Let's go around the block. See if I can show that to you guys. So the place up here on the left as well. So in the Plains building, there's a place called Cowboy Emporium. They're actually moving as well. City Drug recently already moved though to a new spot over here on Lincoln Way. I think it's under new ownership now. They had a whole controversial mess of I don't even know what happened, but a while back with a certain medication of sorts. I don't remember all the specifics, and I'm not an expert in that field, so I'm not going to try to explain it. But in the end, the original owner basically got booted out and can't be the owner anymore. So someone else took over the ownership and has been running it ever since. And most recently, they moved it to a new spot. The store floor itself is pretty small, but it looks like they still got popcorn in there. It looks like they still have a lot of the products that they normally offer, at least. It appears to me anyway. There we go. I should have stopped when I saw it, but I didn't. Okay. Boop, boop. So Cowboy Emporium is going to be moving over here onto this corner right at this traffic light where that big old painting is that says welcome to Cheyenne, right? Or howdy from Cheyenne. Yeah, howdy from Cheyenne. So that space on the right, that's going to be the Cowboy Emporium. And then you have this spot right here, City Drug, that moved right over here. I don't think I'm going to rotate I could rotate the camera. Do I want to try to readjust the camera? No, I don't think I'm going to rotate the camera. But they moved over there, and then there's a couple other businesses here too now. They're a little bit newer. So there's this place called, what is it? Lush Medical and the Prairie Pantry. Okay, let's look at the chat. Sleepy, and it's 4:30. Hey Lee, how are you doing? Glad to see you. Glad to see you're doing good. Glad to hear from you, I should say. They talk tomorrow. It can be like -13. Sheesh. Yeah, I don't like the cold beyond a certain point. Oh, thanks, Mr. Movie. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that much. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. I did take first place from Bach. Are you guys doing some gaming right now? Oh man, good job. Yeah, I you know what? In comparison to some cities, yeah, it's actually pretty decent in that respect, isn't it? I think there are some places that are even a little bit better in terms of cleanliness, but it's certainly by no means the worst ever. All right, we're gonna sneak this way, I guess. Oh, is that road open though? Have they reopened the road? No. The road's closed where I want to go. We'll go to the next block. I wanted to turn there, but that road's closed, and then I don't want to have to go all the way around that block too. Not too long ago, the Paramount Cafe that we're about to pass, they did a remodel, and the place next door that was the Emporium, not Cowboy Emporium, but the Emporium, that was like a Cheyenne classic. It closed down because the owner had passed away, and now it's going to be a new place called Pine and Poppy that I guess is a kind of a women's clothing store. Oh boy, a school bus from Campbell County at Flippers. How much do you want to bet they went into Flippers, into the arcade? I don't think there's anywhere else in downtown they would have gone at this hour. So I'm taking my guess that that's probably where they went. That place is pretty dang popular, it seems like. There you go. This is a nice street to go down. So this is West 17th Street, and we're about to go into East 17th Street, but they put all these lights all the way up and down this street that overhang and make it just a little bit more inviting and well lit. That's why I wanted to go down this way. 2 doors down. They have good burgers. I think America's Best Restaurants on YouTube did a video of 2 doors down where they tried the food and chatted with the owners, which was pretty cool. Then you got Beach Please on the left. Yeah, I guess we could go over to Big Lots area. There's a few things over there that we could take a glimpse at. Yeah, we'll go this way. Okay, there's a car coming, but we got a beat. So we're still on 17th. I'm going to go up to Maury. And hopefully my phone don't die. Sometimes my phone the battery will still go down when I have it, even though I have it plugged in. Especially if it's getting down to like 20, 15, 10 in that area. A lot of times at that point anymore, it's too late for me to plug my phone in. It stinks that the battery's kind of showing its age a little bit. I'm impressed, honestly, at how long this thing has lasted. I mean, with older phones that I've used when I was younger, so I had the S7 and the S2, and then before that I had one of those little slide-out keyboard jobbers. I think the slide-outs and even the S2s weren't terrible because you could still like replace the battery really easily. Like it was just pop off the back and throw a battery in. Usually you don't have that luxury these days on modern phones. But I think especially with like the S7 and, well, then again, still with the experience of the batteries in the S2, the batteries just didn't last forever. They needed to be replaced, pretty frequently. So I am actually impressed at how long the battery in my phone has lasted with like keeping charge and everything. But it is showing its age. And you gotta figure, this phone, I think I've had it since like 2016. We're in 2026. That's 10 years. That's usually like the average life expectancy of a custom gaming rig. It's like that's a long time to last, especially with how much I've used it. Like over the last 5 years, I've used it probably more in the last 5 years than ever. And oh my goodness, it's actually really is kind of crazy. In that one respect, I'm really impressed with my phone, and I will really, really wish I had gotten another backup screen protector for this thing. The screen protectors they have now are just pretty much the crap ones. You can't really get the really good ones anymore. The ones that I really like, they don't make them at all anymore, I don't think. They're not even on the website. And, well, they are, but they're always out of stock. So, it sucks, because the one on my phone right now is actually starting to break apart. So there's little spots where almost, if you didn't look at it a little bit more carefully, you might think the screen's cracked, but in actuality, it's just that the protector has kind of reached its age. I'll look at the chat again here shortly. Sorry, the light turned green before I could could respond there. But one of these days, it might be a while yet. One of these days, I want to see about getting a folding e-bike. One of these days. I don't think when that day comes, probably not gonna get a cheapy one. I'm gonna try and get one that's gonna last for a long time, and that can be repaired locally too. The current bicycle I have it's a bicycle. It's not an e-bike. It's just a regular bicycle. It can't fold, so getting it into a vehicle to like take it to Colorado or something like that is a giant pain. And when I'm doing like videos or even live streamings, a lot of times I find bicycling can be a really, really, really efficient way of like showing things. Of course, for those of you that watched those live streams back then, you'll know that it's not exactly the easiest thing ever to ride a traditional bicycle when you're live streaming, especially if you're going a long distance. And there was that one live stream where after the live stream was over, I had actually drank so much water that it was not a fun time after that. Let's just say that. I'm not going to go that route again anytime soon. But that's where an e-bike could be nice if I'm doing bicycle streams. Maybe one of these days. It's not something I'm in a rush to do at this moment. It'd be nice to have it just for transport too, but that's something maybe do further on down the line after I get other circumstance situated. I was thinking that maybe I'd be trying to do a little more Colorado stuff at this point in the year, but unfortunately I've had quite a few things, unexpected twists and turns in the journey happen. There's one thing that I now have an expense for that is Optopolis related, but I can't really say exactly what it is yet because it's just not ready. But the expense is a little bit significant, so I'm kind of trying to tend to that right now, rather than everything else. So hopefully, maybe by this summer, if everything goes well, maybe I'll finally have a chance to get back out to Colorado again. Wasn't exactly my plan, but it was a rare opportunity that I think if I had waited, I would not be getting it again. So I made the best of the moment, and that's where it's at. At least I'll be saving thousands of bucks. That's all. That's probably saying too much. But it'll be nice to have a separate spot for some things in the near future. Well, maybe not near future, but somewhat near future. So there is that. That's kind of stressing me out just a little bit. It's not like it's the end of the world. I guess technically I could pay outright for it right now, but then I'd have $0 in my account, so I'm not going to do that. Oh dear. All right, let's take a look at the Big Lots, shall we? And I'll read the chat again. So this is over here in the Cheyenne Plaza. I think technically the Frontier Trampoline Park and the Big Lots are in a separate plot of land, so it's not technically the same plaza, but it's the same vicinity. I don't think anyone would be upset if they were like kind of roped into being part of the plaza when their buildings are literally touching each other. Man, we can see right into there too at this time. I don't think I want to unplug the phone, so I think I might just kind of try to zoom in a little bit. It hasn't changed too much since the book sale. So pretty much the way they've left it in the book sale, that's about where it's at in there. So this is the Big Lot space. You might be able to see part of the lot sign right there. Yeah, it is called out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Lee. It's been a long time, dude. Really long time. I missed this. Where is all the snow? So we had the snow about a couple weeks ago, roughly. In fact, if you go to Facebook and look up the Cowboy Emporium here in Cheyenne, They actually did a little video clip of their new store when there was still snow on the ground, and there was a good inch at that point. It varied a little bit. There was drifts, so there were some spots where there was no snow, and then there would be spots with several inches, but you get the gist, I think. Yeah, that's not too bad. Look at that. You can see right in. You can see the shelving units and everything. Take the e-bike to Sweden. You don't need to think of it as an e-submarine or it don't work. Oh, dear. Let's see. I missed a few chats. Let me scroll up. I appreciate that, Lee. Well, I agree with you. Overall, it's pretty nice little town for what it is. Did the YouTube lag for you, Mr. Movie? I'm not sure. It looks like it's worked good right now. My phone has dropped 2%, even though it's plugged in. Once again, showing those signs of wearing out. I could actually turn this off for now. I just went out in it and went to a possible fire. Uh-oh. That's no bueno. I never use winter tires because according to Switch Law, my car does not need... God dang it, the chat keeps going back to the bottom. My car does not need to have winter tires in winter as it is over 30 years old. Swedish laws are not always the safest. So yeah, that's one thing here too, in a way, because there's definitely a lot of stuff that gets like grandfathered in. Uh-oh. The device is too hot. We'll roll the windows down and let it cool off. Yep, it still has the Big Lots signage. You got that right, Adam. It's still damaged, too. It's still damaged. Okay, I think I got most of the chats there. I can't, it's hard. Oh, do you know what's taking over the old Chicago Hooters building? So right now, I don't know of anything. It supposedly was going to become a gambling facility of sorts, but I haven't heard an update on it. Oh, it was up the street from you? Oh, man. Was nothing on fire then, Jeremy? Oh, I know so many people named Jeremy. It's kind of crazy. I know a Jeremy that's like involved with like property management. I know this Jeremy that's involved with like trailer management. I know a Jeremy, I was talking about this Jeremy at the start of the stream. I know of a Jeremy out in Pennsylvania. I know too many Jeremys. That's funny. I know exactly one other person in this world with my name, and I've never met him in person, but he is in the retail community who has my same first name. Different last name, but same first initial, oddly enough. My name definitely is not as common as some names, but it's definitely more common than it used to be. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Whoop. So no fire then? No fire happened, Jeremy? Hopefully not. Hopefully everyone's okay. From the sounds of what you said, I don't think there was a fire. I just am not sure what you meant because of the timing of your comment in reply to, well, oops, I might have just crunched a piece of sign. No. I didn't see it until I already ran over it. Crap. Yeah, I think I might have, no, I might have gone over the drainage dip, maybe. I don't know. That's hard to tell. There's little bits of sign right there. So the wind has kind of screwed up the sign, and it's been busting parts off for a long time since before the book sale was here. So back then the sign was damaged already, but it looks like it's gotten more damaged to the point where the B looks more like two loops on an I. It looks like the letter I or a lowercase letter L maybe. Let me see if I can show it. Try not to hit the post there. I'm probably not gonna. I don't know if that makes it better or not. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like the left part of the B is like totally destroyed. And then there's like some kind of seam or something in there. I can't quite make out what it is. And then I don't know, it doesn't look right. It looks screwed up. I don't know. I probably ran over little bits of the sign. Because it's all over, it's shattered. That's the thing. It's literally shattered. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This is the Family Dollar. They boarded it up too. I did a video of this place when it was closing. I did a live stream where one time we were able to actually go in. That was before it was posted or anything. I don't think it was even on the market at that point. What's so weird is that door keeps getting left open too. I don't know who the hell is opening it, why they're opening it. I don't know. It's so weird. But it keeps getting the side door over there, it keeps randomly getting left open. It's like it gets barged onto that stupid end pipe. For a little while, I intentionally would just go down and close it because it's like I don't want anyone to go in there and cause problems, but you can only do so much. So, and if it's freezing cold, you're going to be a lot less tempted to try and do something like that. All right. So I've heard. So over here we have the old Absolute flooring space. I've heard that spot is supposed to be supposedly possibly getting a new tenant soon, but I haven't heard anything for sure. And then you also have the book rack over here on the right next to Tandy Leather that is actually for sale right now. The owner passed away last year, and from the sounds of it, if they aren't able to get like a buyer by the end of February, I think they're gonna be starting to wind down operations. It's been there forever. I went there as a little kid, so of course I did an article on it. I almost wouldn't mind doing a video necessarily, although Visit Cheyenne on the Facebook, they actually did do a video of it, so I'm not in as much of a rush to do a video in that respect. But I'll flip a UE here and show the book rack from the other direction. You also have the Parkway Pizza over here that closed. I think I did show this in a past live stream if I remember right. So the Parkway Pizza is right here on the left. Immediately on the left, we're about to go by it now. The Pickler, of course, took over the old Big Lots over here, and I have done a video of that place. God, I can't believe it. It's already been like a year since they opened. That's crazy. Sheesh. That time has flown. So yeah, up here on the left corner there, you have Tandy Leather. It's the red and white sign that's the Tandy Leather. The book rack sign is that yellow one. I'm going to angle this way just a little bit so you can see. I don't know if the brights will help. The brights probably made it worse, but yeah, you have the book rack there that is on the market. They want to sell it. I've double checked with the owner, and it sounds like they're wanting around $30K for it, and I believe that is only for like the store itself, not any kind of real estate. Obviously they're in a plaza, so you're not going to actually get a like condo type of deal there. You gotta actually lease it. But let's see, where else could we go? Could go on the south side. Do I want to go on the south side? We could. All right. False call. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of good, right? Means nobody lost their home tonight. Same first and last name. Sup, Denzi B? What happened to the Billiards place downtown? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I know it closed. I went there so that's another place. I went there as a kid. You know, I played pool there and foosball a couple or 3-4 times maybe. So it has I have a distant memory of it. And then I remember at a certain point, I don't know, maybe a couple years, 3 years after the last time I went, it's like we wanted to go back. we want to go back and maybe see about playing some pool. And when we went to try and go find it, we've discovered that it had closed. Now, this was over a decade ago. It would have been before I got into high school, so we're talking probably at least back in, I don't know, maybe 2013, maybe even sooner than that, when I last tried to go, and that's when I found it had closed. It had been totally vacant for a while, but I think recently they cleaned up the inside of that space. I should have looked at that when we were down there, but that's okay. There's some stuff happening on the south side, so I want to go look at that. A few things since the last time I did a live stream here in town. Yeah, I don't know specifically what happened with that, unfortunately. I wish I knew, but I don't. I think that's one of the things that didn't get reported on much, if at all. I guess I haven't explicitly tried to search it, but if it did get reported on, I didn't stumble across the article or anything for that. Is what it is. Maybe one of these days I'll try to figure it out and see if I find anything, but for the time being, we're going to head out to the south side. So we're on College, and I'm going to head over to South Greeley area. God, I almost want to go down Fox Farm. I think that might... I don't know. They're both... Either way is kind of a pain. Oh, you know what? The road's closed. We can't go that way. The road's closed. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing on Fox Farm. They keep having it closed to only local traffic. There's a new fish store over here on the right in that building with the red and white. Brand new fish store. Just like opened last year. I think it's Tropical Treasures. I guess they were running out of their home or whatever for a while or something like that. Something like that, I think. Because I remember seeing like photos of their tanks in their home on their social media, and they ended up expanding into a space like that. So we do finally have a fish store here again. I think the last time before that I know of that Cheyenne had a fish store was Denizens in the Deep in Cole Shopping Center. It's not there anymore. There is a vacant spot in the Cole Shopping, well, I should say Blue Diamond Center. It's not Cole Shopping Center anymore. But maybe we could take a peek at that towards the end of the stream or something. There's a few things happening out here, though. So over here south of LCCC, there's obviously the new development that is continuing to grow. I think they're on like phase 3 or phase 4 of it now. They haven't built any businesses, but they have, well, aside from Pinnacle Bank, they haven't built any businesses besides that. They have built a lot of homes. Sorry, I got phlegm. They have built a lot of homes in both single family and multifamily, and like duplex and all that. They built quite a bit of that out here, and it's probably one of the more walkable suburban style plazas I've seen in my life. For what it is, I mean, they put sidewalks everywhere, connecting a lot of stuff together that traditionally a suburban polite area in America does not have that amount of pedestrian infrastructure. So it's getting farther. Keep almost thinking sometimes that maybe I should do a video of kind of driving through it or something, then I never do. It's one of the things I just never get to do. Actually doing it, you know. Is that slacking packing? How are you doing, dude? Hopefully all is well. Did Mr. Movie head out for the night? That's all right. Good night, Mr. Movie. My glasses aren't as good as it. Well, I shouldn't say my glasses are beat up a little bit, but my eyes, unfortunately, are getting just a tad more nearsighted. It's getting a little bit close to a point where I'm actually going to need new glasses again, too. Sucks a little bit, but what can you do? You can still see pretty good, but it's definitely slightly softer. It looks like looking through an SLR camera a little bit, just a little bit. Because like specifically the Canon 80D or 70D, either one of those, they both kind of present a slightly soft image, in my view. Not blurry, not out of focus, just a little soft. And it usually comes a point where once my eyes get to a certain point, that's kind of what it looks like when I'm wearing my glasses. It looks just ever so slightly soft. It's kind of a more natural look. It's not like destructive, and boy, I wonder who that could be. Yeah. Hi, Jeremy. That's funny. I bet you he got all excited as soon as I said I'm headed to the south side. I'm going to go over this way for a minute. So over here across the way from the Maverick on College in South Greeley, you got the Neely Schwab tire place. I know it's going to be hard to see. Yeah, that's actually not bad. You got to watch for traffic. But you can see the new building there. And there's also a new spot over here on the other part here. Got to flip a kind of a U-ey here. There's also a new business on the other corner called the Wheel Stop that is a local business that I guess is going to be doing wheels and things like that on cars. So I guess you could go get your wheels at the Wheel Stop and then go get your tires at the tire shop. But they're taking over this spot right there. I'll back up just a little bit. Uh-oh, Jeremy's coming to say hi. Hi.
How do you know it was me?
I don't know. That car just has a look to it, and then you flicking them at me. Flicking the brights at me.
I was trying to turn my turn signal on. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
I ruined it.
I'm like, he's going to know it's me because the car. I'm like, crap.
Oh, man.
I'm like, shoes.
That's funny.
I'm like, I may go up there and try to scare him. I just knock on his window or something. And then I'm like, whenever I turn lights on, I'm like,
man.
Oh, I think I just lit up Optopolis.
Yeah.
So I had to turn the corner. I'm like, son of a
I could
gun.
tell anyway, but like as soon as the lights flick on, it's like, oh, that's him.
I was trying to race up this way.
That's funny.
When you're at Optopolis.
I'm gonna inch this way real quick.
I was literally trying to race that
man,
over,
that's
whenever
funny.
you're on Optopolis, but I'm like, I don't know if I can be able to make it.
Oh man.
I'm all trying to get my boot back on, so I took my boot off to
There
relax.
Yeah, I could zoom in a little bit. That's kind of an interesting angle of loaf and jug. Oh boy. I don't like the app anymore.
It's on Prism?
Mm-hmm. I don't like it anymore.
Me either.
They screwed it up as soon as they started putting the monetization crap in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. That's funny. Let's see. Did I miss any other things? I don't think so right now. Wasn't Spirit Halloween supposed to take over? I had talking to the... I'll just friggin' say it. Screw it. So there's a... one of the people that works at the Spirit Halloween here that I had spoken to last year, and we had a little bit of communication that I guess they were wanting to go in the Family Dollar, but when they went for the keys, they couldn't get them. So they ended up just going somewhere else, and that was pretty much it. It's pretty likely this year, I think, that they'll have a different space. If nothing else, it very well possibly could be the Big Lots, but it would depend on if the owner gets that taken care of. Is that the paint job?
Looks way better.
It does. It does.
All day outside.
Man, and at least it's somewhat warm, but hopefully the paint won't dry soon.
It's already dry.
Is it?
Yeah, it
Okay.
dried before it. Before it got too cold, I'm like, please dry, please dry, please dry.
Yeah.
There was one spot, literally, it wasn't drying fast enough.
Nope.
I'm like, you're gonna start cracking. So I grabbed my
man.
blow dryer and go.
There you go. Oh man, yeah. Flock.
What's going to next?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. Maybe over to.
This building got a lot of stuff done so far. The windows are in.
Yep. And they're getting ready to do the parking on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're working on it this morning.
Oh wow. Okay.
They're doing the framing.
Yep.
I was watching them. Whenever we went right here, parked to the stoplight. My wife, I was just like, and my wife left. Started driving. I'm like, dang it. Yeah, I just want to come up and say hi.
That's okay.
But, all right, I'll
Stay
let you
warm,
go.
dude.
I will.
Good
Have
seeing
fun,
ya.
chat.
Yeah.
I'll be in chat in a minute.
There you go. This guy's out is Jeremy. He does the standby news end of things here in town. For some reason, and it might be just because we had collapsed so much, there was a period where I think people were actually getting confused on whether it was me or him running standby news, which was kind of hysterical. I think that was about a year or two ago when I saw that happen. Haven't really seen that happen since, but yes, indeed, he does his channel and I do mine. It's separate. Oh man. I don't want to talk about fucking the live stream, but it's been preempted, so I guess I gotta talk about it. So unfortunately, if you aren't aware, dude, I don't even want to talk about this, but it sucks. It is a harsh reality. So there's a few companies that are highly interested in developing a mass surveillance system. A lot of people like to compare it to the novel and also the movie 1984. It came out a long time ago. I think I read it in school, and I don't know if I've explicitly watched the whole movie, but I don't think we're quite at the level of like 1984 by any means, but in a lot of ways, having a mass surveillance system that watches your every move is kind of inching towards that future, right? It's not necessarily that you're there, but it's a thing. And unfortunately, the cameras are being installed in cities across America, regardless of anything. Like, it doesn't matter which city. You could be... I know this particular topic can easily get into like a political space. I'm going to try not to go down that road because politics just pisses everyone off. The fact of the matter is that there's cities across America that are absolutely inundated with these cameras. And while it might not be to the point of literally being able to see where literally everyone can go, there are a lot of cameras, even here in Cheyenne, there's at least a couple or three that definitely do like show several people's homes. And it's enough such that you could literally watch someone leave their home and come back. Now, apparently from my understanding, here in Cheyenne, I guess the footage does get deleted after 30 days, which, you know what, that's probably a good thing, right? But there's, of course, still concern over how it's used and how it could be used. As far as I understand, the ones here in Cheyenne are primarily used for the sole purpose of reading license plates and watching for potential not so nice actors on the streets. But, of course, it's not been uncommon at this point I'm going to take a left here. I want to go slower. It's not been uncommon at this point for the footage to get into the wrong hands. Or even if it's in the right hands, it's not been exactly uncommon for it to be misused. I remember reading this story about someone out out in the eastern states somewhere. I can't even remember which state anymore. It's been that long. But I remember hearing this story about that, how this cop literally tracked his ex-girlfriend using these cameras. Now, supposedly, as far as I understand, there's a process in place to like kind of try to limit that, hopefully, right? So you have to actually put in a reason. But as far as I understand, you could put in just the word donut, and that's good enough reason for it to let you in. And at that point, that's kind of concerning. And of course, there is the whole issue of whether other entities should have access to it, and there is a concern over Fourth Amendment rights that a lot of people talk about with this. And one thing I've noticed is that it doesn't really matter who I talk to. Every single person, when I brought it up with them, all across, like, not to get political, but like across the political spectrum, I have yet to find someone that like absolutely thinks this is a good idea. It's not necessarily that these cameras can't be of benefit in some way. It's because obviously they can and in some ways help find actual serious criminals, right? if they get caught, if they make a mistake and go down the wrong road. But of course, it can pretty easily be used to potentially target not necessarily the worst people out there, and that's probably one of the big concerns with it. So there's been, I think both sides at this point, both parties in the Cheyenne area have actually had their own petitions, which is crazy to get rid of them. But it's crazy just how many people do not like them, and it does seem like there's a lot of people that don't like them. That's probably about as far as I want to get into it. I don't want to get into like the political debate over whether it's right or wrong. It's just the way it is. And there is actually a map that is contributor built. Louis Rossman is actually, I think, the first person where I learned about this. He's God, that's so weird. He's a MacBook repairman. Louis Rossman is a MacBook repairman who was in New York City, and he moved to Texas. And I found him because he did his real estate thing where he went around and showing the different places in New York City and how outrageous the cost was for places that are basically dumps. And a lot of times there's kind of questionable advertising going on where they might advertise a certain size, but in actuality the space is smaller. It's kind of getting a little bit off topic there, but he had moved to Texas, and even in his neck of the woods they were trying to install these things, and I think he had, from what I recall, he kind of actually pushed back and was able to kind of push away from it a little bit, but of course it's still come back up. The Flock is the major brand that a lot of people think of with this. But there's other companies too. So LiveView Technologies is another one that is kind of investing in cameras that can do this kind of stuff. Where they can really track down specific people. And it's not just that it's tracking people, it's also that it's going to a server to a private company that a lot of people have concern over, because it can be so easily be misused. And there's a YouTube channel by the name of is it Jordan something or other? I'm totally forgetting his name right now. He did a collaboration with 404 Media, God, I can't think of his channel name right now. But he had done a collaboration with 404 Media, kind of talking about it and everything. And one of the videos he had done, he basically showed how that he didn't necessarily show every little detail, but he showed how basically they're really easy to get around any kind of walls that are kind of put in place. Now, I think something that's important to consider too with that is that as someone who's watched the channel Lockpicking Lawyer on YouTube for a long time, you're never going to be able to have a perfectly secure lock. There's always going to be vulnerabilities, and no lock is ever going to be any stronger than its weakest breakpoint. And that goes for online locks too. So even though theoretically, supposedly the footage from like cameras like Flock or whatever is supposed to be protected, it could potentially still be accessed by individuals with a will and a way. And it's unfortunately possible that bad actors can access that footage. And that's the whole argument there, is whether or not it's worth it. Is it worth the kind of almost spying on people to try and catch these bad actors? And a lot of times that's where it kind of gets into that conversation of 1984. I'll read the chat here shortly. I apologize, I haven't read it in a little while. But yeah, I don't know why I went down this way, but this is East 12th Street, and we're turning left onto East 12th Street. The way they designed this is really interesting. I think a long time ago, East 12th Street didn't turn that way. It didn't used to do this weird curvy bit, but I probably should find a different way. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. I probably should have turned left there. Damn it. Hey, Tanyan. Now, Cheyenne doesn't have them absolutely everywhere, but they are on pretty much every single main thoroughfare in Cheyenne. They're on Pershing, Delrange, College. A couple of them are over there on I-180, not South Greeley, but I-180. So that's the part over there by Family Dollar and a couple other businesses over there. There's a trucking place over there. Where else are they? There's a couple of them on Yellowstone. They're all over the place. You can go to the deflock.me map and you can see where they're at. There's definitely cameras out there, I believe, that still haven't been added just because contributors haven't found them yet. But there's been a lot of cameras that have been added that contributors have found. For one reason or another, whether that's through official documents or whatever, or maybe they physically go out and observe them or whatever it might be. I'm going to try and get back over to... I think I'll go back the way I came. I want to go back over to... I think Ridge. Maybe we'll go up Ridge and go back towards Delrange. I actually want to touch on King Supers anyway, so we'll do that too. And I'll check on chat before we make our right turn up here. So that is the one thing I have noticed. So, God, mainly it's Lewis Rossman, who I found this out from originally. Oh, Ben Jordan. That's the channel. Ben Jordan. That did the stuff with 404 Media. Anyway, mainly it's been Lewis Rossman who kind of initially talked about it. I think Steve Leto's Law, I think he did a video about him at some point as well. I think he did a video about how Ring was apparently starting to try and find a way of working their way into the flock system, which is concerning in some cases. Supposedly they'd have to get permission from the people behind their cameras at least to use that footage, but that's getting a little bit beyond the point. After I had heard about it from Lewis Rossman, I started noticing them everywhere. And I noticed them when I went to Scotts Bluff. There were at least 5 of them in the Scotts Bluff area. Whoa, God, there's a black cat. Holy moly. Black cat. Well, it's black and white, but still. It almost got hit just now. It's lucky I saw it. Anyway, it is really lucky it's alive right now. There's other people that might not have seen it. Anyway, so I had gone out to Scotts Bluff, and I saw at least 5 of them out there. They're on the way to Scotts Bluff, and there were several in Scotts Bluff. I remember seeing quite a few in my last couple or 3 Colorado trips as well. So they're all over the highways out there. Even the back highway from Fort Collins to Wellington. Even that one has at least 1 or 2 cameras on it. So it's really not like it's one or the other. I guess Wyoming hasn't had quite as much of the inundation of them, but they are up there in Jackson, Wyoming as well, I noticed. And there's actually 2 of them coming up on us. There is also a recent time not too long ago where not all the cameras, but a good amount of the cameras were having their footage live streamed to a spot where you could access it without a login. Now, I think when I watched Ben Jordan's video about that, it was already a little too late. I think they had been patched or whatever needed to be done, so they weren't visible anymore. So at least that one was a little win potentially, I believe. But I'm sorry, I forgot to read the chat. Okay, we'll go over here. That's okay. We'll go over here to the poor decision so I can show this spot. I lost my train of thought now a little bit, but Ben Jordan talked about that in his video where they basically had made a whole bunch of the live stream feeds completely publicly accessible, and not just publicly accessible, but to the point where you could actually go back on the timeline and see previous moments. And there were moments on there that Ben said he was upset with seeing those on there, like completely publicly accessible, no login necessary. Wherever it was at ease of access to the public, which is kind of concerning in a way, isn't it? If you think of like a closed CCTV system, right? Usually that means that you're storing it on a local place. And unfortunately, that's one of the things with the flock cameras that I was kind of talking about earlier, is that I'm gonna sneak by these guys, is that the footage is basically going to a private server and it's going onto the internet and stuff. So even if it is theoretically encrypted and everything the way it should be, it's still in kind of in a spot where it's potentially possible with someone with a will and a way could get to it, and that's kind of a concern. Wasn't really planning on talking about flock cameras tonight, but here we are. There we go. All right, let me look at the chat. I'm in a weird spot, but I don't care. I want to look at the chat. Apparently the phone's too hot, but it's barely hot at all. I'm going to close that. I don't think it's accurate. So I think the reason why Denzi B there, I think I know who that is. I think the reason he was mentioning something was because on the 4th, I guess at 6 p.m., there is supposed to be a meeting here in Cheyenne about deflocking Cheyenne. And that's pretty much where it's at. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be the end of my conversation on that. I'm going to say it might happen in the next 5 to 10 years, the camera stuff. It's possible, right? Everyone needs to buy those hoodies and anti-spying gadgets. Yeah, I know, right? I will be buying even if I'm already in the database. Yeah. Can't sneak up on no one because of my headlights. Oh, man. Poor Jeremy. Well, I shouldn't say poor Jeremy, but he has like bright headlights on his vehicle. And the thing is that when he turns his right turn signal on, it makes the lights flash. So to me, when he flashed him, I just thought he was flashing me to be like, hey, it's me. But no, he was flashing him because he accidentally bumped it when he was turning right. Yeah, that's kind of the same problem I did in the previous vehicle that I used a lot for live streaming in the past, where if you hit the turn signal stock just right, it makes the brights flip on. I'm in the middle. I think it's useful as long as it's not too crazy. And yeah, fair enough. I wonder if all Menards stores or certain use flock cameras in store and outside. So I know Lowe's, I don't think our Menards has flock cameras, at least to my knowledge. There's one near you, near your store there. But I don't think they have flock cameras. Lowe's here in town does. They have 2 of them. Now, I don't know if Lowe's put them up or the city, but they're pointed directly towards Lowe's. In both cases, they're on both their entryways there. Yeah, and the thing is that they say that they're, and that's a whole other dilemma with them. So they've started putting these cameras on like pedestrian paths that can actually rotate and zoom in on people, and they actually track people as they walk by or cycle by or whatever. So at the end of the day, regardless of what anyone says, they've built much more than just ALPRs, right? I think that's automated license plate reader is what they call it. These are, I think they now call the flock ones more like advanced ALPRs, because they can do much more than the ALPR stuff. an ALPR simply can read license plates, and usually you don't leave it sitting. Usually that's something you kind of would have like on a radar gun in a police vehicle or something, right? I mean, even from GTA 5 mods, ironically, I know from that you can kind of set it up so that you can see all the different speeds and stuff, and potentially even the license plates. But I know the community service officers, some of them have those on there as well because they do parking enforcement. And so they watch for people that are parking for longer than 2 hours, which probably is kind of fair in a way. In that case, they're not actively watching where you're going. They're just making sure that you're not overstaying your welcome in your parking spot when you're in downtown. I don't think that's as bad. That's not quite as bad, is it? Because they're not. It's not like they're watching you come and go from the store. Whereas with these cameras, if the store or your home or whatever happens to be in front of them, it wouldn't be hard to pretty quickly get an idea of how often you're coming and going. I think Steve Lato actually did a video talking about a case where, I think we're going to turn right and take a look at the fire station over here. I think Steve Lato actually did a video too about that, where there was this instance of someone having a camera pointed right at their home, and then they end up being able to get it changed so it wasn't constantly watching them come and go. But yeah, I feel like Cheyenne probably isn't as bad as some of the cities, but it does have quite a few of them, and it's something to be aware of, because at the end of the day, it's not hard for these cameras to be switched. Like, as far as I understand, there's like a button that all it takes is the right amount of pressing that button to change it into a setting that you don't want for a camera like that. And that's where kind of another spot where there's a little bit of concern there. Now, of course, can't be for certain that's every camera necessarily, but it was the case on the cameras that Ben Jordan showed in his videos. Okay, I'm going to go this way. I want to show this. So there's a new fire station over here. I don't think I've shown it in the live streams. Maybe back when it was getting ready to be built, but I haven't shown it recently. So you have the Sinclair over here. You have the U-Haul storage facility. Have this vet place over here. What is it called? Prairie Hills. And then you have the fire station number 4 right here. So this replaced a fire station off of Campstool Road. For a long time, since long before this place was built, Fire Station 4 has been used as a training ground. They actually have like a tower out there. It's off of Campstool. But they now have like an official Fire Station 4 again with this fire station over here off of Whitney, just near US 30. I think I will head out to Delrange shortly, but I think I'm going to go back down US 30. I think that's what I'm going to do. They're building a new residential complex over here. So there is a Bish's RV. Bish's RV moved out to the southwestern end of Cheyenne along I-25, well, the place they were at over here off of Lincoln Way is now going to get replaced with some apartment buildings here. So pretty cool, I guess. Interesting to see that. I am glad they finally put this stoplight in. It was so hard to cross at this intersection as a pedestrian before. With this traffic light, it's a piece of cake now. The only thing they need to do is like add a sidewalk or bike path or something like that on the north side of this roadway here on the right, so that there's actually a place for people to walk on either side. I am glad there is a parking lane too now. So now if I'm riding my bike here, I don't have to be in the driving lane. I hated cycling here before the construction because of that. There are a few times where I've had to be on this side of the road, and yeah. I was not anticipating getting into a conversation on Flock, but if that Denzi person is who I think it is, I think he's wanting me to go film their event on the Flock. I haven't made up my mind if I want to or not. I should, kind of way, but I don't know. haven't made up my mind. And they redid the underpass here too for the bicycles over here at Polk Avenue. They redid that, so it's actually probably not going to flood anymore. It shouldn't. The tunnel is quite a bit higher than the level of the creek, and it's separate from the creek tunnel now, so hopefully for a long time we don't see that tunnel get flooded. That was not fun when it would get flooded like that. There's a video I watched actually not too long ago where the cameras had incorrectly detected a vehicle as being one that they were looking for. And then when they went to like investigate and possibly make an arrest, they end up finding it's like a family, and it's like kids, 1 or 2 kids there. It's like, Jesus. The AI stuff, man. In general, I found that AI stuff just does not do very good in a lot of cases. There's been numerous times where I've done a search on the internet. Now, a lot of the major platforms, Google, DuckDuckGo, and I think a few others, they have the AI thing in there that pops up automatically at least some of the time, and sometimes it's more than some of the time. And something I found with like doing my retail research is that the AI frequently hallucinates or even just makes stuff up based on other text that's in the search results. And so I found that for the most part, you really can't trust the AI to do it. I have kind of, because the feature is there, I can't really ignore it. So it's gotten to the point where I do kind of use as like a backup set of eyes. And if it seems like it might have found something that I didn't see, then I usually click into the links that it provides. But a lot of times it does not provide the most accurate info. And it often misleads people. So back when Old Chicago closed here in Cheyenne, there's someone who was trying to make the claim that all Old Chicago's closed, when in actuality it was actually one of the other brands that is affiliated with Old Chicago. I forget what the name of it was, but there was an article where they put a photo of Old Chicago for like the header or something like that, but it was actually, I think it was a steakhouse, if I remember right, or something like that. I can't remember. I'd have to go look it up again. But there's a whole article that was if you didn't read into it, it would make you think all the Old Chicagos were closing, when that couldn't be farther from the case. There have been a number of Old Chicagos closing lately, but it's still not all locations. But it led to a whole disagreement in the comments of one of my posts, where the person was claiming to be a journalist, but I couldn't find any evidence of that. But even in spite of that, the person claimed to be a journalist, and they were like criticizing me for like basically not trusting the AI, which was kind of weird to me. So weird. It's not to say the AI stuff hasn't gotten like impressively good in a way. They've gotten to a point where there's videos out there and photos where I can't really tell anymore. I can't really tell anymore on some of it if it's actually AI or not, unless there's like a disclaimer. So it's gotten impressively good. Whether that's good or bad, that's for you to decide. But yeah. There we go. So there's this place. This was a Cosmoprof, still vacant. Lights are on there. Got Physio, H&R Block, Hong Kong, Diva Nails, and then you got the Del Range Liquors, and you got the pickup area for King Soopers. They took over the Hallmark Gold Crown there and put the pickup area in there, and they end up removing the little box they built over in the pop section in here. But what's interesting, and I have a feeling these guys in the front here are related to what I want to mention, King Soopers is slated to be getting a remodel. here in Cheyenne. Now, I have not seen permits, so I'm assuming that they're probably doing stuff that's a little more visual this time instead of like maybe ripping out walls or anything. They're probably mainly just going to change the visual appearance. But they do have like several crates over here that I believe contain stuff for a remodel. Usually when places are about to remodel, like Walmart, Target, I've seen both of them do the same thing. When they're getting ready to do a remodel, they often put these out here. And it's not just that has kind of told me that these guys are remodeling. It's actually that I have a kind of a follower of the channel that knows someone who works here who basically can confirm that they're working on a remodel. So I actually did do a video, filmed a video walking through, just because I like to be able to see what things look like, and I like to kind of have a comparison a little bit, right? So it'd be kind of interesting to me to see what it looks like after it gets said and done. My hunch is probably it's going to start looking more like a modern Kroger or King Soopers or what have you. But we'll have to wait and see how they do it and if they change the branding, because I know the logo for King Soopers is a little different now. Have I shown the Brakes Plus? So there's this new Brakes Plus here. I can't remember. I might have shown it in the live stream that I last did. I think I did, because we rode the bus that time, and I think I came over here. But I don't know if I've shown that exact perspective, and I certainly haven't shown it at night. That was kind of fun doing that, hopping the bus and doing that walking stream. That was kind of fun to me. I was worn out by the end of it, but it was fun. Okay, we're gonna skedaddle and then I'll look at the chat. I apologize for not paying as much attention to the chat right now. What else? Where else should we go, guys? Where else should we go? We could spin by Menards since we're over here. Let's spin by Menards. Why not? I think they're closed at this hour, but we can still pass through the lot. Maybe I can point you guys towards the Tommy's. Tommy's is lit up at this hour. I'm not a super big guy on the automatic car wash. I always have kind of concern of that can kind of cause strain on your vehicle, because a lot of these automatic car washes, they only pull one side of your vehicle. So logic dictates that that's going to strain your suspension and stuff a little bit. And there's of course always the concern of like one of the moving parts coming off and whacking your car up really good, which actually happened to Standby News vehicle a while back. Thankfully it didn't get beat up too bad, and I think they did end up taking the necessary steps to help him out with that too. But it still happened, and it's just that anxiety that does freak me out with doing like the automatic ones. But I'll still show it on the stream. There's Menards. Sometime I should probably do an update video. Sometime I probably should, but I don't know if it's changed a lot necessarily. But I wouldn't mind doing a better video in a modern sense. And I know a lot of people have been wanting me to, kind of bugging me off and on over the last couple of years to possibly do an update. There we go. We'll do that. And I'll look at the chat again. Phone went down to 25%. Let's see. The chat. It's weird. The chat keeps getting stuck. I think 23 are ran by City of Cheyenne, and I'm not sure if the 2 by Lowe's are also Cheyenne or Lowe's. Closed at 9 p.m. I thought so. AI is a double-edged sword. I mostly use it for Q&A and gaming and at my job. That's one thing too. A lot of jobs are like pushing people to use AI nowadays. It seems like I've been in this fire station 4, been in the fire. God dang it! See, the chat gets stuck. I don't know what this app's doing. It's not working the way it used to. What the heck? Fire Station 4, that is on Campstone. My dad was a firefighter and went up in their living and exercise area. And for the tower, and in the tower for the Thunderbirds. Oh, that's a cool spot to see that. Let me know when you do an update video so I can do them and meet you sometime from Menards. I guess we could probably do that. I don't see any reason why not. Let's see. I wonder if... Okay, that's old comment. Yeah, as far as I know... Now, Menards... Most stores these days do have cameras. I think the ones in... I think a lot of them are a little bit more advanced these days, too, to the point where they a lot of times do have face tracking. I think, supposedly... Well, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because I don't want to say something on the record and then wind up being totally wrong on that, because it's like I don't have absolute confirmation necessarily, but a lot of businesses do have cameras anyway. Like it's at this point it's kind of normalized to at least have a CCTV. But of course, Flock has gone to a lot of these companies and pitched themselves as like a security company or something, and in actuality, it's a mass surveillance system. Or at least approaching that, if you want to be nice about it. Yeah, I think I like the way Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar, as he's called, I think I like the way he put it. The AI is out of the box, and there's no putting it back. Unfortunately, even if we theoretically like went ahead and like banned all AI, like no more open AI, no more Gemini, no more that was an unintentional rhyme, no more of any of it. You know, even if in theory we banned that totally here in the US, I guarantee you there'd still be someone running it locally on their system, and I guarantee you there'll be other countries that still continue to pursue their AI stuff. So it's like, as much as it sucks in a way to have these programs kind of go around and just completely scrape data off the internet, it's like, what are you gonna do? In a way, it's almost, I don't know, I almost hate that it doesn't always get it right. Like it almost is better for it to have accurate information so it can get things right, so that people aren't misled, because obviously people being misled is not a good thing. I have no idea. I don't know why. I thought I was going to turn right, and then I turned left. I don't know what my thought process was on that. I got distracted. I don't know. I like the way you described it, though, as being like you can't put it back in the box. So in a way, at this point, and this is kind of going beyond his words at this point, but it's kind of a matter of, at this point, you might as well just kind of find the silver lining and kind of learn to live with it, just because the cat's out of the box and there's not really much putting it back per se. There's things you could do to maybe limit it, but again, there'll still be other people in other places that continue to pursue it. And you know, if you try to put it back in the box in the US, then it's going to be like trying to ban DJI products, right? If you ban the DJI products here in the US, so the technology here can't keep improving. And this goes for other products too, not just DJI. But you know, if you try to put a limit on that, then it's going to mean that we're going to be lagging behind of other places in terms of technological advancement, and that may or may not be a good thing depending on your perspective. Doesn't mean that everything should use AI, I don't think. I think there are definitely plenty of instances where it shouldn't. So for example, especially if you're maybe doing something about a new business opening, you probably, I'm not turning here, why did I do that? Especially if you're doing like something about a new business opening, I think in that case it's more reasonable to try and go out and get real photos versus trying to use AI. There's a photographer I watch on YouTube. I can't think of his channel name at the moment. I'm sorry. But he's been a professional photographer for a long time. He does super high-end campaigns anymore, but he's kind of talked about how I think it's him that's kind of talked about how their clients that'll use the AI to kind of generate the idea of what they want, and then they end up going and actually doing that idea. Of course, then you have other circumstances where Coca-Cola ends up making AI ads and it makes everyone mad. And I don't necessarily disagree. The Coca-Cola ads that have been the AI ones are a little bit meh. Definitely not the same vibe as say doing the, you know, doing real stuff, right? Like real CGI with real people. Or even better, no CGI, but of course that's going to be really hard to pull off in a convincing manner in the modern day, or even way back when, right? A long time ago, they would have just used like dolls and stuff. And for the time, it was super high end, but nowadays, you look at it and it's like, what is this, right? Like, I think there's an old Godzilla movie where that's basically the case. All right, so we're over here on Dell Range Boulevard, along Route Terre. This is across from Sam's Club, and this is the old IHOP. It is still vacant, but it is set to be a Wells Fargo at this point in time. From what I understand, supposedly, one or the other, or possibly both Wells Fargos are going to be moving to this location. So there's one in downtown and there's one on Pershing. Now I've heard a number of people now tell me that the downtown one's moving here. However, I did hear at least one person say that maybe both of them are moving here. So unfortunately, I haven't found confirmation of that just yet. I'm gonna try to soon. But for the time being, it's set to be Wells Fargo at some point, and the building will be demolished if the plans are approved and everything goes through, which there are like official documents that confirm this will be a Wells Fargo. If the permits and all that go through, and whether they do go through, we'll have to wait and see. I did do a video of this place shortly after it closed, so it's not like it's not documented, but in its current state, it looks about the same as it did when I did my video. There's a restaurant space. There's another, I don't want to say exactly what it is. I'll just say there's possibly another restaurant that might be closing soon. I can't say any more than that because I don't know for sure at this point that it is in fact closing. It's been, I don't necessarily want to say rumor, but like kind of rumor. And at this point, it wouldn't surprise me just because there have been quite a few businesses, including restaurants, closing lately. Godfather's closed 2 days ago now. We could actually spin by there since we're out here. The Godfather's Pizza closed, I think, 2 days ago, and that was a little bit after I uploaded my video. I tried to upload my video beforehand because at the end of the day, I recognized that there's a lot of people just like me that went there a lot, and if they don't know it's closing, then they're not going to be able to make it. So I made it a point to get my video out there as soon as I possibly could, so that if there are any other people who wanted to go there before it closed, they hopefully at least have an opportunity. I know the YouTube doesn't always do the best at like, well, I'm not riding over the bumps, screw it. Most people do that, by the way. Whenever the businesses are closed there, everybody does that. They go around the bumps. We'll go this way. Changed my mind. So there's a new bank over here too. I forget what this one's called. I can figure it out. Hold on a minute. I think it's, what is it? Hilltop? I'll find out. So that building right in front of us that we just kind of turned the corner there, that's going to be a bank, and it is going to be, yep, Hilltop Bank. Hilltop Bank. They're taking over this previously vacant plot of land next to the new medical center that's over here. And that's kind of where it's at. My phone's at 24. My battery pack has 1 dot left on it, and my phone is slowly dwindling. Slowly. It's not flying down low, but it's dwindling. Oh, man. U.S. Renal Care, that's what it is. So next to U.S. Renal Care is where that bank is, brand new. I don't think there's anything vacant over here in the Delrange Marketplace anymore. But, of course, you got Barnes & Noble and all that over here. I don't think there's anything too new. Oh, there is the AAA. I didn't report on that, but I think Wyoming Tribune did. Wyoming Tribune or one of the others. I think it was Wyoming Tribune. But if it wasn't Wyoming Tribune, then it would probably either be Cowboy State Daily or Cap City. It's one of those guys. They did report on the AAA actually coming back to Cheyenne. They used to have a location over there on the corner of Converse and Delrange, and then they closed, and then they came back. Do I really want to go this way? No, I don't. No, I don't want to go this way. So that's another thing that kind of bothers me with some of their marketing mumbo jumbo with Flock and all those companies in general. They're a lot of them kind of claim this idea of like how cameras change behavior, and there is some truth to that. But I've watched so many videos from gas station encounters to know that just because you could have 1,000 cameras in a little convenience store, it's not going to make people not steal. Simultaneously, there will be people who intentionally go out of their way to avoid them, and there will be people who do just deal with it, but also act different on them when there's cameras. So it's not entirely false, but it's not true either. Like it's in the middle. It's a partial truth, right? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was a side tangent. God, what else has happened over here? I think a lot of this I talked about in my walking stream, so I don't know how much more there is to really talk about. The way they have the lane configuration on that road is weird a little bit. I feel like having 4 lanes at that spot on Frontier Mall Drive, I don't think it works too well in my opinion. Makes it a little bit more of a pain to navigate through there when there's a lot of traffic, I find, at least in my experience. But I don't know, that's the way they designed it. Let's see, who's vacant in here? You got the oh god, I can list every single one, but you got East Coast Pizza. Oh, the La Mexicana is closing. The guy that owns La Mexicana, it's a kind of a Mexican themed clothing store basically. Everything right now is 50% off if you use cash, or 40% off if you use credit, but like credit card. But they're closing because I guess the owner wants to focus on his candy shop. So he actually opened a location here in Cheyenne quite a while back when Bourbon Street Candy Co. Closed around there, kind of a little bit after that. But he opened that, and then when I went to Scottsbluff, I found another store called Mexican Candy. It's like different but very similar name and very similar branding to Cheyenne. So it made me think, wonder if maybe that's his store. So today when I was at the mall earlier, I chatted with him, and as it turns out, it is his store that's going into Monument Mall, or I should say Uptown Scottsbluff. My mind always wants to say Monument Mall because that's what I'm familiar with, but it's Uptown Scottsbluff in the modern day. I did a video of it. If you want to see that space, then you can. Geez, you still have half of this old Dillard's that's still available too. I went too far. Let's go back. So you won't be able to see much like I said earlier in the stream, you won't be able to see much because the Joanne is inside of the mall and they didn't have an exterior entry. So that makes this location a little bit weird. But over here, behind of like between Baumgar's and Appliance Factory, you have a doorway over here that is for the loading dock for the Joanne, and that's basically where they were wanting people to drop their books off at, unless of course they go to another location. Now today when I went in there, so I had gone to the back door. I went to this door because I was expecting that I was only going to be able to get in the back side. I fully was anticipating the mall entry to be closed based on conversations I've had with the book sale people. So I went the back way. And then when I got in there, I saw the door was actually wide open. So I could have parked on the other side and gone in the mall that way. But that's kind of a funny thing. But people can drop their books off in the back there when they're during hours, of course. So that's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day until the March 1st. And people can also come in through the mall at this point in time during those hours to drop off books for their donation. I think there's about 10 donation boxes in Cheyenne, including Albertsons North, Beach Please North, Safeway on the south side, and Pickler, and I think there's one or two others I'm forgetting. But a lot of collection boxes where you can drop them off, and as usual, you can also just call them and have them come pick them up if you're 10 miles away from Joanne. If for some reason you can't get to a donation location or have a very large order or both. I'm going to stop here and read chat for a minute. Okay, I saw that. I know some ordinary gamers, not personally, but it seems like a legit deal, like Penguin Z0. Yeah, see, how many of us do like watch those channels? Crazy Musician Man, S2E, how are you doing? Let's see, my job as a janitor. God, I hate the... See, guys, so I know you guys can't see it. I'm using an application to live stream to YouTube. It's separate from YouTube, and it gives me a little bit more options for what I can do on the live stream. So I can actually pop up text if I really want to somewhere in here. So I can actually go like text, maybe, and click that. And you can, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to see a chat element. Now I don't know how the heck I'm gonna get. Wait, add, there we go. And if I click it, there we go. You can actually see a chat element right there, right? A sticker element. Let's see if I can disable that, because I don't want it bothering us. But I'm using an application that lets me do stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, they've made it to where the application is a lot more monetized. Ads actually have started popping up in the free version. And the only way to get rid of the ads and get access to other features I previously had access to is to pay an expensive subscription fee for what I think should be a one-time purchase, in my opinion. And I realize that they're trying to stay afloat. They got to make it viable in some way to keep the business running, so to speak. But because they've done that, the app has gotten kind of crappy to the point where I almost would rather just use YouTube and live without the extra features. But that's besides the point. The app I'm using, I can't actually... Well, I shouldn't say that. The chat keeps jumping down to the bottom when I try to scroll up. So I scroll up and then a chat will come in and it makes it go bottom. But sometimes it stays stuck. It's so weird. And it just now, there's no new chat, but for some reason it jumped again. It's annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm trying the best I can to read the chat. So I apologize if I miss a chat here. The only two AI I use is Gemini for doing math and my clean job and the robot. Oh yeah, the robot. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty freaking cool. I've seen that thing rolling around the store there at Menards before. I think both of the Walmarts have that too, where it's an automated thing. I want to say, doesn't East High have a robotic one nowadays? I can't remember now. It's been so long ago since I was in high school that I don't remember. maybe not. I can't remember. But I know Walmart, one or both Walmarts have one, and obviously Menards has one. I think for a little while, Walmart on the interstate had a robot that would actually go through and kind of check for products not being on the shelf, which is kind of fascinating. That's a lot. I do wonder though how many of us actually like watch the same channels. I personally, I find that I've catch a good amount of videos from Some Ordinary Gamers. I'll watch a few from Penguin Z0 too. Obviously I still watch other retail YouTubers. There's so many people in the retail community these days that it's basically impossible for me to watch all their videos and still do all my stuff. Like, I think if I watched literally everyone in the retail community, I'd probably not have any time left to live with my life. I'd have to be like super chronically online to watch all of them. But there are still ones I try to keep an eye on and watch from time to time. And you know what? A lot of times it does end up being the ones that I've communicated with over the years. So, of course, that's not absolute, but that's kind of the tendency, a little bit. I'll look at the chat again in a moment. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, and Jeremy's kind of right. I'm probably not going to answer that. There's certain things that I like to kind of just leave as a private tidbit of info. So, yeah. I have certain boundaries that I just don't like crossing. I do, at the end of the day, I do believe that everyone should have at least a little bit of privacy, and especially in a world where our phones and everything are dominating us and kind of forcing us into agreeing to things that we don't necessarily agree with. I mean, there used to be a time even on my phone where I wouldn't have Samsung advertising to me through their apps, but I'm pretty sure, I'll say 90% certain that some of the ads that I see are probably a partial result of some of the Samsung apps, unfortunately. And it gets annoying sometimes. We'll go up Converse. Let's go up to the Blue Diamond Center, because there is a space over there that is vacant right now. It's the Rockbox, is it? Rockbox? Is it Rockbox? I don't know. It's that fitness place that was in there. It closed quite a little while back. I showed it in the video I did about Adam the Woo on the Optopolis Extra channel. I briefly peeked into there and showed what it looked like. Probably won't be doing a normal video of it, just because of it's a fitness center. It's not something I'm desperate to do a video of. A lot of times those gyms is just not something of super interest to me. I think if there was like a lot of fitness equipment left, maybe that would be an exception to the rule, but if all the equipment's been removed and the inside for the most part just looks generic and boring, then it's going to be a lot harder for me to want to do a video anymore. Unless I had like a childhood experience there, which I don't think I ever really went to any of them when I was younger. I technically went to YMCA, but I never actually used the facility. So I had actually, regardless of whether I intended to go this, oh God, that scared me. Shizer. So it's 10:15. Sorry for the buzzing. 1 second, guys. We'll pull into this spot here. Dismiss. There we go. Heading to an accident. Uh-oh. Sup, Joe? Joe's assorted YouTube content. How are you doing? I don't know. East High School has one. I don't remember. I almost feel like they did, but I can't remember. A lot of time, something I've noticed is that many of those that they use have been like turned into robotic ones. A lot of times they can be used without the robotic part of it, right? Where you can actually hop on and drive it manually, or you can turn it on into the auto robot mode. This is awkward, but we're just gonna do it. I wasn't planning on my phone scaring the crap out of me, but that's okay. Yeah, there's 2 of them in this roundabout. I know. It's 2 vlog cameras. Can't do everything. That's my point, is that they're all over their main roadways. And it's pretty hard to avoid them. It's not impossible, as long as you don't live like right in front of one, like some of the people over there on Pershing do, or on Converse. You can technically avoid them as long as you're not that close, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain, and you're going to have to know where they are. Okay, we're going to go this way. So there's the fitness place right over here. We can actually see them pretty good right now too. It's like the one upside of doing nighttime videos, but if you do videos of places like this at night, I'm sorry, but that's sketchy as heck. You know, and generally speaking, especially if it gets to be like 10 o'clock, it's like, bro, what are you doing in an abandoned place at that time? But we'll park for a minute so I can read the chats for a second. I didn't quite see everything. But this is the Rockbox Fitness, right? I think it's Rockbox. I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong name. I think Rockbox, but I could be wrong. It's one of the fitness places. This one did like fitness and boxing. I remember seeing that they had like little speed bags and stuff in here too. So, okay. Did I miss any chats? I don't think I did. Okay. Maybe not. Is there anywhere else you guys would like to see tonight before I head off? Anywhere else at all that you guys would like me to drive by and show? Anywhere else at all? We could go anywhere in Cheyenne. Anywhere in Cheyenne. Is there anywhere else you guys want to see that's like a store or something like that? Can do just about any of them at this point. So like all of these people right here, I'm not sure exactly how wide the lens is on that vlog camera at Pershing, so I don't know if it's wide enough field of view to see everyone here necessarily, but it's pointed directly towards the direction where you could theoretically see people coming out of their driveways and stuff. Case in point. It's not everyone, but there's a chunk of people that are affected by that. There's definitely people that believe the flock camera is and all, you know, in general the cameras like that. There's definitely people that kind of have the perspective of, well, it's in the public area, so there's no expectation of privacy. But the other concern comes in is where it can be used for like bad things, right? It's like, is it worth the cost of that? Anyway, we could go by the gas station real quick, actually. Let's go by the gas station down here on this road. I had someone asking me about it, so let's do it. Don't see any traffic, so we're gonna go. So I did a video of the gas station over here on the corner of Logan and 19th as well last year. When I had filmed it at that point, it was the former Portofino auto sales, and I have not seen Portofino come back, so I think it's still vacant. I think, is there still a sign over here? I think the wind might have messed up the sign, so they might have taken it down. It did have a for lease sign on it, I think, when I was doing my video, but yeah, see, I see sandbags there. I see the sandbags there in the spot, but yeah, it's still vacant. It's still vacant. Yep. Didn't used to look quite like that inside. It didn't used to have all those walls. So I remember when it was a gas station, they had like a middle bar area thing for all the checkout stuff. They had a cooler with some soda in it. I remember getting a bottle of something to drink there every now and again. Yeah, that's about it though. I don't have too much other memory of that place. And of course I showed the photo of the, I think I showed the photo of the limo that I saw there, and also the old gas pump back when they were kind of starting to move away from those. Over here we actually have the whatchamacallit, Gills Point S tire that I filmed recently. So I filmed this recently, and it's on the channel right now. It's vacant, and that's where it's at. This was Peerless Tires for a very long time, and then then Gills Point S kind of took over Peerless, and they end up getting this location. But from what I hear, I guess a few locations in Colorado, a few of the Gills Point S places in Colorado changed. Or like changed, I mean like they closed. There we go. Gonna go this way. And then the FedEx office I filmed, it's now this place called FM Automotive. I almost was gonna put do like a little thing in there. What do I want to say? I was almost gonna put in like a clip of that place, but I decided not to. I don't know why, but decided not to put the clip in there of that place. But it's getting there. I don't know if they'll ever finish getting the gates in there that they were wanting to, but yeah, it's crazy to think that used to be a print shop, print and office shop. Not anymore. I'm trying to think if there's any other vacant spots that I haven't like covered a lot lately, but I can't think of any. So phone is slowly counting down. So is there anyone in the chat, anyone who's still in the live chat, is there anywhere at all you'd like to see before I hop off for the night? I didn't go by Godfathers. I meant to. Ooh, is the Walgreens sign still off? Let's find out. One of those lights on the Walgreens sign here was messed up as of a couple days ago, and it made it say something kind of funny. Let's go find out. Yep, it's still out. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go across the street. I'm not gonna be able to get the right view. Okay, hold on a minute. We'll go over to Burger King's parking lot. I was gonna try and show you guys it in the parking lot there, but my phone just doesn't have a wide enough lens for that. I'm gonna go this way. I don't care if I'm technically not supposed to, but that alley's rough. It's really rough. I've ridden over it with my bike so many times. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It says all greens. The W is burnt out, guys. Dual purpose. Oh, sorry, Lee, I missed your chat. I think it's in the 30s right now. Can I don't have, the weather app's not showing up on my phone. Ah, there you go. Tanyan says it's 31 degrees. Can you tour the southern area of Cheyenne? So I actually went through the southern part a little bit earlier in the stream. I went to the Les Schwab. I meant to go to the Take 5, but I kind of forgot to do that, to be honest. Oh, man. Can you check out the railroad? Yeah, we could maybe, where would be a good spot to do that? I guess we could go by the downtown area one more time. Come to 110, 1010. Oh, there's a rollover. Uh-oh. Hey, you know what? I want to, maybe I'll go over that way. Where is Kennedy Road? I can't pull up my map right now. Can someone in the chat tell me roughly where in relation to Kennedy Road that is? Like, what's nearby there? I cannot picture Kennedy Road in my mind. Is it Kennedy? No, that's a different street, I think. We could go by the downtown, though, real quick. And maybe if Kennedy's on the south side, we could go to the south side, too. Jeremy, if you're watching, would you be able to give me like a reference? What's near there? What's a business or something that's near there? God, this is a bad spot to turn out of. Al Greens. That guy's turning. That guy's going slow. I could have beat him, but... Oh, it is over there. Okay, I know where it's at then. So it is that street. Okay, I know where that's at. Let's go ahead and get through this green. Maybe I'll go up Logan. That might be a good shortcut. Did we go by the railroad too much? Not too much. I think we went over the viaduct. Trying to think if there's a way I could show that. I could hop the interstate. I just got to be careful of the damn semi-trucks. So, okay, I got a story for you. So I was driving one day, I think I was at Home Depot, because I was looking for something at Home Depot, and I was planning to go to Lowe's to also see what they had available for other options. I think that's what was happening, and when I did that, I ended up deciding to go on the interstate. Now, unfortunately, when I got on the interstate over there, I wound up behind of a semi-truck, and the semi-truck kicked up a rock and put a pretty nasty chip in the windscreen, and that was not a fun day. That gave me anxiety a little bit of going on that interstate. So we're gonna, I guess we could maybe try going that one, or I could just go down Maury. It's hard to. I want to show the Union Pacific Railroad, but I don't know. What's the best way of going? No, Maury's not the best way. Probably the best way at this point is to just go all the way to Central if I don't go the interstate. The interstate kind of gets me close. It's actually really close to Kennedy. I know where Kennedy is. It's over there on the north side of Lions Park. Yeah, I don't know if there's a good way to do much for Union Pacific. I could just go ahead and stop by the depot for a moment. Maybe we could do that, since I'm going this way anyway. Oh, there's your Village Inn, by the way. There's your Village Inn. Guadalajara. We still got both Guadalajaras, although I guess one's supposedly a little bit different than the other. Oh, High Market. That's another one. So High Market, I guess, is expanding. So this place that's right here called High Market used to be the old Come and Go. They seem to have taken over a handful of other gas stations in the area. not in Cheyenne, but like in the broader Front Range area. They've kind of taken over a few other gas stations, I guess. I saw an ad from them on Instagram, of all places, that advertised that. And that's where I found out. I had no idea they even had social media. Because a long time ago when I looked them up, I couldn't hardly find anything about them. But nowadays they have social media accounts, I guess. So, all right, here you go. Here's the Union Pacific Depot. This is the Cheyenne. Now that I think they just call it the Cheyenne Depot Plaza, but it used to be the Union Pacific Depot, and this is where you would have come to get onto the train. If passenger rail service ever comes back to Cheyenne, it should theoretically end up having a stop over here at the West Edge area, kind of off of Lincoln Way and next to the railroad and all that. But of course, that still could change, and it's unfortunately probably going to be. I can't do it. I guess I could kind of turn into the lot. I was going to turn in the lot and show the train, but it's hard to get in there. At this point, if things hadn't gone the way they did, I think we would have seen passenger rail service as soon as the early 2030s. But because of how things have changed, oh hey, we were on the street before. Because of how things have changed, I think we're going to be lucky if we see it in my lifetime at this rate. I want to give like benefit of the doubt and say it'll be here, maybe by 2040, but especially with what I observed happen with Cary Junior High. So I did videos of Cary Junior High School as it was getting built, the new one here in Cheyenne. That was back in 2019, and if you know, then you know. That school was supposed to have been built like 2 decades before my videos, really. They were talking about being built before I even got to junior high. Now, when it didn't get built until like the very end of my high school career. I think it's like the very end of my high school career where it's finally starting to get built. So unfortunately, I didn't have the luxury of going there. At least they do finally have a new school, I guess. But just observing how that went, like a public service entity like that, taking so long to even break ground. I mean, just observing that, it makes me think that it probably, in the best case scenario, it would be at least another 10 years anyway. But like with how things have gone, with like funding and stuff being shifted around and kind of moved away from some of that stuff, although maybe a little bit less so recently, but with how that funding has been shifted around, I just don't see it happening for at least another 15, 20, 25 years at least. And I think that's being optimistic. Personally, I think it's going to be much longer, but we'll have to wait and see. It'd be really, really, really nice if they could bring passenger rail service, though. It's sometimes a racket to have to drive to Colorado or other places, and if you're going longer distance, so maybe I want to go all the way to Colorado Springs, I probably don't want to drive that far. It'd be better to have a train where I can just kind of kick back and relax and not overwork myself just trying to get there. I mean, just for me to go to Broomfield, so that's one thing you guys don't know. When I went to Broomfield, well, not Broomfield, but when I went to like Colorado, I ended up going to Broomfield twice, and I think in both cases I took some photos, but I didn't really do any videoing. Did I do one video in Broomfield? I can't remember. But either way, I think I did one video one of the times I went down there. But, oh yeah, because I did the McDonald's. So that was one of the times. But I went down there twice, and in both cases I was feeling pretty worn by the time I got to Broomfield. I think it would have helped if I went straight to Broomfield first, which I think I did in the case of filming the McDonald's, but it wore on me. It really, really wore on me to go that way, to go that far, to drive that much. Some of it might just be that I'm not used to it, but that is what the kind of the point I'm getting at. It'd be nice to be able to not necessarily wear myself out just trying to go to Denver or even Colorado Springs, which I kind of do one day want to visit at some point, just because I think there are some interesting retail novelties out that way. But besides that, a lot of the stuff on the channel, I've been kind of trying to focus a little more on like the places that matter to me in some way, whether that's someplace I went to as a kid or if it's someplace that I've made more memories more recently, just because there's so much to cover that I can't cover it all. That's where with the print thing that I'm doing, the Cheyenne's Retail Minute, that I kind of talked about at the start, that's kind of my new print blog / newsletter thing. That's where, at least with that, I'm trying to document as much as I humanly possibly can, because there's so much that I think deserves to be reported on that just doesn't get reported on. And if nothing else, it can be a good reference for a point in time. Yeah. So I hopefully that kind of helped with your thirst there, Joe's content on YouTube. I think that's your name, Joe's something or other. I think it's Joe's content on YouTube. I'm sorry I can't read the name from my seat. Like I said, my eyes aren't doing quite as sharp as they used to, and I also shouldn't be reading chat anyway while I'm driving, so it's going to be hard for me to like focus on it properly to be able to read it anyway. I'm not going to turn left. I want to go straight so I can go ahead and start heading towards the rollover, I guess. But, God, it's 10:30. There's a spot over here on the left. There's a food truck that's been popping up here a lot lately, and I'm forgetting the name at the moment, unfortunately. But they're actually going to be working on getting into the building over there on East 8th Street soon, between the daycare facility and the Yeoman Electronics, or whatever the name of that place is. They've been trying to get set up in there a while. I think the owner had some kind of hospital thing, so there's that. But I probably should have gone well, I don't know, this might be okay. I know where Kennedy Road is from this angle, so I'm just going to go out from this angle. I think it's north of there. I think we're in the right direction. I don't usually think of street addresses on Kennedy. I just don't usually think of that. And live with it this time. Let's see what it looks like. I see flashies. Oh, it's over there. That's a weird one. Guys, the quality might crap out here, and I hope not, but if it does, I apologize. Wow, that's a weird spot to roll over. That's a really weird spot, man. Are you over there right now, Jeremy? I don't know if you're in this stream still. If not, I understand. Wow, that is a weird spot to roll over. That is a really, 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 really weird spot. Wow. I don't know if I even want to go any farther because I don't want to interrupt their scene. That's probably Jeremy's car right there, actually. Yeah, it is. Is he in his car? No. Man, that's crazy. Hopefully everyone's okay. We'll back up like this. Park here, I guess. Wonder if the ambulance is going to go through the mansion. If they're going to go through the governor's mansion lot or not. Okay. What's your Cheyenne retail hot take? I don't know. I think the last month, you know what my hot take is? The last month has seen a lot of closures here in Cheyenne. There's been a few things opening, but a lot of closures. Like usually Januaries are a little more busy with places closing up because it's the end of the Christmas season, and you also have a lot of the leases kind of ending on businesses. But like I feel like this particular January, this last month, it's been like particularly heavy in closures. It's been overwhelming a little bit. Just closure after closure after closure. With the new East football field. What? Hold on, let me scroll it. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, was it like you and your friends that like screamed out the side of the bus at me?
It's a possible DUI.
Uh-oh.
The lady
I saw that.
She just got arrested.
I saw them putting her in the car.
The car's like right there in the fence.
Oh man.
It literally went right through that
wow.
fence. I was gonna turn my flashlight. I got yelled at by a cop.
Uh-oh.
Cause the first cop, he's like, "You can go past." So I walked past the fire truck. So I went all the way to the other side of the fire truck, recorded, came back to my vehicle to get this.
And then
I came walk back over there. He's like, "Stay behind my vehicle." I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, the other cop said I can go back there, but okay. Glad I did, because I was able to get that shot of them getting arrested.
Yeah.
So,
man.
I would have had my flashers on, but the back ones are disconnected. I accidentally bumped it.
I had a feeling as soon as I saw your flashers weren't on.
It's a couple of nights ago. I turned my flashers on. For some reason, it's shorting out. That's actually caused my vehicle to rev up to 300 RPMs.
Oh no.
So I don't know where to sort it out at. So I shut it off. I'm like, I'm not gonna end up hitting there.
That's okay, Tanyan. We weren't sure. I was wondering if they might do that, but they didn't.
Man, I just want to get one more shot, but I'm trying to wait.
Yeah. Oh no.
I was like, come over here just in case.
Yeah. Oh man.
There wasn't a cop pulled right in front of me. It was cop, me.
Oh man. That's funny.
Oh, come on. It's cold out here.
I know.
What's Tanyan in the scene?
Oh man.
Okay.
Governor's mansion.
Now I have you on this phone right here. Yeah, no.
Nice. Oh man. Shoot. They're gonna be here a while because they're gonna have to get the tow in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get.
And they're gonna have to roll over.
Trying to get over there so I can at least get the shot of the other side again.
Yeah, and that might be hard. Would they get mad if I went forward to turn around?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because this is all the good thing.
Yeah,
right?
probably. Yeah, I'll probably have to.
Back up.
Yeah. I was partly joking. I wasn't like serious about doing that. Oh man.
Yeah, the one cop, he was a nice guy. Like all of them's nice. All of them are the nice ones. But there's one I don't recognize.
What is with the ones that are new? I don't quite get it.
Don't know me. Cause I haven't been.
I mean, that might be part of it too, but
I haven't been live.
Like, what is with like all the new ones being like oddly rude lately? I don't get it.
Jeremy, your phone's at 15%. It's okay. I got my car. I can plug it in my car if I have to. I got my charger in my car.
So guys, just for I probably shouldn't talk about this one, but I'll talk about it. So Jeremy did a video of where he kind of showed a crazy incident that happened over there on 12th. And basically the cops were, in my opinion, overstepping their bounds a little bit. And they were all cops that neither of us recognized. Most of the cops here in town that we've communicated with, they're pretty decent, seem like decent people for the most part, but there's definitely a few in there that maybe need more training, is probably a nice way of putting it.
I'm going to put this in my car so I can get it to charge.
Yeah.
Wait for the tow because I want to get the flip over.
Yeah, need the flip over for sure.
Put it in my car.
Go for it. Let's see. What did I just see? Okay, that's unrelated. Okay. Sorry, I got random notifications. I don't think it was me that screamed at you on the bus, but it's been a while. Yeah, I can't remember. I know that there was some people that it happened to be a coincidence that they were watching the live stream when their bus was going by, and it just happened to be the right time for them to kind of holler out and say hi. That was a good time. I was a lot younger then. That was like 2020 or 2021 probably. God, that live stream might not even be public anymore. A lot of the older live streams I've privated, and for the most part it's just because I don't want unintentional misinfo. Because a lot of times with the live streams, granted I did the best I could to research each place I talked about in the live streams, there's things that I unfortunately would have missed one way or another that are kind of like important details, so to speak. So it's like I don't want to unintentionally spread misinfo in that way. And in the off chance that I might have things wrong, I've kind of erred on the side of caution there and kind of taken a lot of those streams down. And plus there's also some of it where it's cringy, doesn't even need to be public stuff anymore on some of it. I don't know, there's some of the live streams that are just low quality, downright low quality, that's where I actually did a second season of walking, because it's like there's a kind of a lot of things I like to do better, but of course you can still only go so far.
I'm gonna wait until that one leaves.
Yep.
That's it, because I was talking to the cop. I was talking to him. I'm like, "What are they trying to do? Play leapfrog?" He started laughing.
Dude,
he's all started laughing. He's like, "I don't know, right?" He's like,
as a kid, I had nightmares of cars leap hopping over fences. Oh God! And I think I had that almost the exact same dream 3 or 4 different times in my life.
As soon as most of those ones leave,
yeah,
I'm gonna go ask the lady right there and see if she would let me pull that away and actually park on that side.
Yeah, might be a little bit better. Yeah. Oh man.
Never mind, lady just left.
Oh,
So
never mind.
The other guy, hopefully it's the guy that
that was friendly.
the friendly was. I mean when he just left.
Yeah.
But
okay. Got it.
I'm gonna walk up there, but can I park my vehicle over there?
Yeah.
Because I want to stay on. My car started. It's okay. I don't kill my battery.
Yep.
As soon as they leave, I'll go walk over there and ask them. Yeah, never mind, that's the guy.
Oh, man.
Okay, guys, be my witness just in case I get arrested.
Oh, yeah, it was a long time ago. There were guys, so that's the thing, too. So I'm going to try and release a video. I might put on the extra channel, but I'm going to try and release a video where I kind of just talk about some of the last few years, just touch on it a little bit. There's a lot that I can't talk about because it's just crossing a personal boundary that I simply refuse to cross when I'm on the internet. But I kind of want to at least kind of just lightly touch on some of the things that have happened over the last few years, but maybe I can briefly discuss it here a little bit. So the last I'd say pretty much every year since COVID, I've had personal circumstances beyond my control that I've had to just deal with. It's either do it or that's it. Like there wasn't much of a choice in the matter. So unfortunately, the stuff that kind of took the time on my life a little bit over the last few years, it kind of it slowed me down from doing a lot of things. Of course, we had the 2K sub special that I wanted to do that fell apart for a number of reasons, including that I just wasn't expecting to cross 2,000 subscribers at that moment. But there is also definitely a little bit of influence from other aspects that I just are out of my control. So I feel like how do I want to say this? I'd say the last couple of years are kind of like the first, well, not last couple of years, so the last year pretty much at this point. It's been kind of the first time where I haven't been limited in that way. And I'll chat more about it in a second.
He said I can go park right back there into the trees. So I get back up into the trees before the tow guy gets here.
Nice, do it.
So, alcohol.
Okay.
That's what it was, alcohol.
Okay.
Because literally he was pouring out a bottle of alcohol.
Oh no.
And he was like, I'm like, so alcohol involved? Yep.
That's funny. Yep. Yeah, streams go far back. I've made a lot of them unlisted or private. Not all of them. There's some of them, they're still public, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Oh, wow. God. You guys can probably see the vehicle now. Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah, he's going to be able to get a good shot. I'm not going to do the same thing as him because I don't want to I don't want to come to as a surprise to that officer, but yeah. God, that's crazy. How how fast? God, I mean, you must have had to be going fast to be able to do that. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's a heck of a crash, man. I think we're getting closer to 11 now. I wasn't planning on being live this long necessarily, but that's all right. Hey, you guys want to see something else that's new? I'm going to let Jeremy do his video there and go this way. I'll show you guys something that's new happening over here. So they're rebuilding the Indian village thing that was over here in Frontier Park. They're basically rebuilding it and also like building a totally new aspect over into this. I don't know all the specifics, so I apologize in advance for that, but let's see. I think I can just turn in here. So this is over here by the Old West Museum, and I don't know how much you're going to be able to see because it's just so dark, but you might be able to kind of see the new building there. I know you're not going to be able to see it too well, but it's a pretty large building they're building over here. It used to be just a big vacant lot. I think a lot of times they were using it for like Frontier Days parking and stuff. But with this being built here, I don't think that's going to happen as much now. But yeah, they're building it up. Kind of interested to see it when it's done. Man, that's still crazy. That's a crazy crash. I don't know if there's too much else I have on mind, and I am getting a little bit tired. I kind of want to go home, to be honest. I'm getting a little bit tired. So I think I was talking earlier about how my sleep's been kind of completely screwed up. And I also need to talk about the last couple of years. So I think I talked about how my sleep's been screwed up, and ever since then, since I haven't done daily walking and stuff. This is prison. I think this person's waiting for me. I'm going to take it. Ever since I hadn't been doing that daily, it's completely screwed me up. So I don't think I've really gotten to bed at a reasonable hour in like months at this point. I'm going to try to get to bed earlier tonight and maybe try to get back onto somewhat of a schedule, but we'll see if I have luck with that. I guess I could show the restaurant over here. So yeah, the last couple of years have been crazy. There's just been a lot in my personal life that I've kind of just had to tend to, and it's kind of like, I don't want to put my signal on. It's kind of like slowed a lot of things in my personal life down, like things on my end of the spectrum, because I've had to deal with other stuff. And now that that's kind of not as much of an issue, I am trying to find ways of kind of moving forward in my own life, in ways that I haven't been able to yet. So for the first time, I actually am kind of experimenting a little bit more with like what I consider like actual freelancing stuff a little bit more. I'm kind of just exploring that a little bit. Haven't like dove in or anything yet, but like I've dipped my toes, I'll say that. And I've been considering other means too of just kind of getting farther in my life. I don't think I want the Optopolis stuff to be like my main thing. It just, I don't know, it kind of doesn't feel right. And at the end of the day, I do this channel for the most part as like my extracurricular, right? So to speak, it's the extra thing that I enjoy doing. It's not necessarily that I'm going to, how do I want to say that? Obviously, I do take it seriously, but only seriously because for me, that makes it enjoyable and meaningful to me. I kind of, at the end of the day, aside from all the other reasons I've talked about on channel for why I started this, one of the other things is that when I was a kid, I'd often wonder what places looked like, way back when. And at least at that time, I didn't have access, or at least not ease of access, I should say. I had access, but not ease of access, not like I knew where to go and look. I didn't even hardly know that certain resources existed as a kid, but my point is that as a kid, I didn't necessarily know where to go to see stuff. And of course, there's certainly a little bit of a lack of documenting of things. So being able to go back and look at what things looked like to me is kind of nice. That doesn't mean living in the past. It just means it's nice to kind of reflect on where things used to be and how far we've come in a lot of ways, I think. And of course, I don't know. It's just that for the most part, businesses matter to all of us in a lot of ways, right? We all go to businesses. We all eat at restaurants. I think for the most part, at least once in a while, we all eat at restaurants, and I might go back over there one more time before I go home. But we all go to like restaurants. We all go to the stores and stuff, and a lot of times we kind of take it for granted, I think, until it's gone, and unless we're like consciously aware that at the end of the day, nothing lasts forever, does it? Unless we're consciously aware of that, it can easily become like not even thinking about documenting, and then when it closes, it's like eventually you end up kind of wondering if you could kind of go back and kind of see what it looks like. I know that at the end of the day, the videos will, even if I literally took my brand new 360 camera and like recorded 360 videos, I don't think I will do too much of that anytime soon, just because the file sizes on that are humongous. When you got to think about it, you got two cameras that are capturing a really high resolution and frame rate. That's going to add up. Yeah, I think I might go back and see if the tow truck's there. You know, when you have those two things, though, that, what was I getting at? God dang, I just lost my train of thought. I hate that. I hate that when it happens. I'll find it again. Hold on. So I was on the track of, oh yeah, so that you have the thing, that's what I was going with that. See, when you go to these places, you don't necessarily, you kind of tend to take it for granted unless you're consciously aware that nothing lasts forever. And even then, I feel like you still could, I think you still could fall into that trap of not necessarily fully recognizing it until it's gone. And then when you eventually end up needing to see it again for whatever reason, maybe you're talking to someone about a story you had or something like that, having the visual is helpful, even if it can't necessarily replace it. And oh yeah, that's why I was saying with my 360 camera, I'll probably never do like too many of those 360 tours just because those files are huge. I think I might one day test the feature just to kind of get the feel of it and see what it looks like. But beyond that, the files are just so huge, and it's not necessarily the most usable format on YouTube, as I found out the other day when I was trying to watch one of Nate Guy's videos that was 360. If you don't have like a browser with all this stuff, WebGL, the saving and loading of like certain data and all kinds of stuff. So like if you're on LibreWolf, those tours don't load anyway properly. It ends up looking flat and it ends up squishing it all together, which isn't the end of the world. If you understand 360 imagery, then you can kind of get the gist, but you are going to lose the ability to properly inspect certain details and when it's in flat mode like that. So I think at the end of the day, it's just better to focus on the normal video, because that is pretty certain to work on pretty much any device and shouldn't have too much of an issue of working no matter what. Yeah, I think I'll go back and see if the tow truck's there, and if whether or not it is, I think I might see about ending the stream there maybe. Or I should go by Godfather's though. Let's go by Godfather's. Let's go by Godfather's real quick. So Godfather's is closed now. They closed on the January 31st. They had quite the blowout at the end, and I think the night of their last day, they officially were like out of pretty much everything, to the point they just had to turn down orders. They couldn't take any more orders. I kind of thought about going on the last day, but I was like, I don't need to. I went there for the video, and I also ended up getting to go on a later night where I got to have a little bit more of the pizza and stuff, and it was good as usual. It was really good. I think I regret not going here more after the new owner took over. What I had forgotten when I had filmed the video, but after having more communication with other people, is why I quit going there. And it's because the quality went downhill. Definitely in the later years of the owner before the most recent one, the quality had unfortunately gone downhill in my experience, and that was enough to make me not go anymore. And I think at the time that had happened, I was also very picky on my pizza. So if my pizza tasted even slightly off, I just didn't even like it anyway. Oh wow, they fixed their sign. The wind had blown the letters off, but they fixed it. There's Godfather's, look at that. This place is vacant now. They kind of fixed it anyway. As good as it was gonna get. I'll show it from across the street. There is no traffic whatsoever right now, so I don't think I'm hurting anyone, ouch, by doing this. Sometime I should do a video of the two Albertsons. Both of them have an interesting story. Both of them are Farmer Butchery Food and Drug. There we go. So the wind had messed up the sign, but it used to, I guess it's still kind of messed up. But it said, "Thank you, Cheyenne." Now it just says TNKU, Cheyenne. Because of the wind, it messed up the sign, but I'll zoom in so you can see a little better. There you go. Tow is there, okay. He's saying, the tow guy looked like he's saying, "How am I going to get this out?" Okay, I need to see that. I'll come back. There you go. So there's a view of the signage there, and of Godfather's. I got a good photo of it, thankfully, before the wind screwed up the sign. So I got a good photo of it when it still said, "Thank you, Cheyenne." I will say that in my visit, and as far as I understand, because I didn't actually go with the people who I was with the night that we did the to-go thing. I didn't actually go with them to get the to-go stuff that time, so I don't, as far as I understand, the experience there was pretty okay. I think they technically ended up forgetting a pizza, but they did at least make it, and I think they ended up upsizing it just to kind of be like, "Yeah, we're sorry about doing that." Besides that really little, minute little detail, the food's good. The food was really good in my experience the last 2 times of going there. I'm really, really glad I went there a couple more times, and got pizza there. And I regret not going there in 2016, or maybe just a little bit after, once the new owner had taken over and gotten things straightened out. I've heard from employees that used to work under the previous owner that was there in the 2000s to early 2010s. I've heard that even they didn't really care for some of the let's just say questionable things that were happening behind the scenes. So I don't think it was just me by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, the video is on my channel. I think the arcade is a little bit different than it was when I was a kid. I think a lot of the not foosball, but the pinball, I think the pinball machines might be about the same. I think there were pinballs when I was a kid, but I just don't remember specifically too much anymore because I was such a little kid back then. There's a lot of stuff that I'd say if it happened before I was 10 years old, I just don't remember it too well anymore, aside from little blurs and just kind of little creeps of memory. Yeah, it's slowly fading a little bit. It is, some of the memories from that time are kind of going away a little bit out of my mind. They're going to part of my brain that is not easy for me to access. But, oh yeah, there's a tow truck. It's a big old flatbed. Oh man, that's a pain. That's a pain. God dang. How'd they roll? Did they rotate the car 180 degrees or something? Because it doesn't look like they came at it from the direction we're facing right now. It looks like they came the other direction. I think I went to Godfather's, but I don't remember. That's okay. See, there's a steakhouse behind a McDonald's in Loveland, Colorado, along Eisenhower, just a little bit west of I-25. It's over there, kind of near the Bed Bath & Beyond and Joanne and Mimi's Cafe. I filmed the Mimi's Cafe and the Joanne. Also Staples. It's over in that area. It's right in that area. So there's a McDonald's in that area off of Eisenhower. And then right next to it was a steakhouse. Now, as far as my memory recollects, I don't remember ever going there. But apparently when I was a little kid, we did. There's another place too. So over there, also let me think about this. Where's this at? Okay, so over in Thornton, I have another place. It's the same exact story almost. Why am I? Cracker Barrel. So there's Cracker Barrel over there in Thornton, also along I-25, that I think I do distantly remember going there, sort of, but just not as well. It's just not a vivid memory for me. And again, it's another place where I probably haven't gone since I was a little kid. For whatever the reason. I don't know what the reason is, but that's just how it went. There's one other place I was thinking of too that has similar story too for me. Oh yeah, CNB Potts here in Cheyenne. I do remember going there and getting mac and cheese. That's about all I remember about that place though. I kind of remember it, I think it was kind of a dimmed diner vibe, kind of like how Outback does it, where it's usually not super bright inside of the dining room, if I remember right. But besides that and the mac and cheese, I don't remember much else about it. It's just been so long ago. And I think they closed in 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. It was a long time ago. Man, real long time ago. Maybe I'll pull off to the side just a little more. There we go. I know the Delrange near McDonald's, or the Delrange McDonald's had tubes, pink tubes. Yes, they did. Oh yeah, that's a good time. They took that out when they did the remodel, I think, completely. I think they did away with it by the 2010s or so, maybe a little bit sooner. But once they did the remodel, they completely got rid of those. I remember that though. I think only a couple of times we used it just because it was the novelty or whatever, not necessarily out of necessity. I think one of the struggles with it was that there was always the possibility of the order being wrong. So if the order got wrong, it's a pain to get it fixed, and you'd have to go park and go in or do something else. I think, again, this is from my childhood, so I could be remembering wrong, but that's what I seem to recall. I kind of miss that, though. That was kind of interesting. They also had the play place. They still do, but it's not the same as it used to be. When I was oh God, this is a long ago memory. So I think, if I remember right, back in 6th grade, when I was in 6th grade or so, I think they still did it the same way. Where, how do I want to say it? Where we still had like the gaming consoles and stuff. And I remember that I was in orchestra at the time, so we had gone to McDonald's as part of one of our trips to do our orchestra thing. We went to McDonald's as one of our trips, and we ended up going into the play place section of that store. And I think, if I remember right, at that time they still had a couple of those consoles left, if I remember right. It's been so long ago that it's possible I'm not remembering right, and if I'm not, I apologize. Uh-oh, the cop's mad at me. I'm sorry, say what? I'm with Jeremy over there, Standby News. What? I'm over there with Jeremy. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry, I should have let you know. Golly, that light blinded me. Now he's gonna go chat with Jeremy. Probably say something there, maybe not. I think he's actually talking to the tow guy. Man, yeah, that's a hard crash, man. Woo, those lights, that light blinded me. I know it. I know that's like what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to do that. But that blinded me so bad. Oh well, that's okay. I guess we could actually turn that off for the moment. Oh, phone's still at 18%. Okay, it's just a slow drain. Jeremy, did you hear that? Did you hear the whole thing there? I hope he did. I hope he heard it, because that was funny. That was funny as hell. You know, oh man. Oh man. Yeah. I didn't realize the lights on this thing turned out. That's interesting. Man, yeah, that's a good crunch. Is this Highway Patrol? Yep. It's Highway Patrol. The Highway Patrol. Uh-oh! Jeremy's locked in. He can't leave. I might move so that this guy can park here if he wants. I'll back up just a little bit. In case he wants to park there, I don't want to block him in. I haven't been. So there we go. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah. I couldn't see where the button was. Now I know where it is. Okay. Oh man, that's funny. I know he's supposed to, so I know the city cop was supposed to show his flashlight this way. Like, I know that's procedure, I get it. But God, that's such a bright flashlight. That is such a bright flashlight. Oh man. I wasn't expecting the Highway Patrol to come over. That's funny. Man. Just thinking about life a little bit. Because that's another thing, too, with, like, Adam and Wu passing, and I don't know, there's just been quite a few things happening over the last year that made me be like, you know what, I need to just get further in my life. I think I was talking earlier about how I don't want Optopolis to become, like, the main thing, and at the end of the day, this is something I do kind of, like, sort of for fun, in a way, right? Not necessarily fun's the right word, but I enjoy doing it because to me, it matters. And at the end of the day, for me, it just doesn't feel right to like make this like the main thing. For the most part, I think I really want to keep the funds for Optopolis. I think in the future, what I will do though is definitely look for a little more means of trying to take care of myself a little bit more. Because unfortunately, like it or not, the cost of everything's going up, and it is getting noticeable, to say the least, how the expense of just about everything's going up. God, the way this guy, how is this guy gonna do this? Do you guys see what that tow truck just did? He's trying to go over the fence. I don't know, maybe that'll work, but if I were him, I would have been tempted to maybe try to go through the front gate on the golf course, but then you'd have to trek all the way through the golf course. Or one of the gates, right? Because there's several gates into the golf course. But, of course, if you have to trek across the golf course, you're going to tear it up. It'd be better to minimize that. Nope, he got it. He got through. I'll back up just a little bit so you can kind of see where he's going. I think I want to stay here until he flips it over. I kind of want to see this. I've gotten to see it before, how they do the process of like flipping cars and stuff, but it's not every day it happens for me, so I kind of want to see it again. Yeah, I am seeing this. Man, that was interesting how he chose to do that. I'm curious if he's going to try to go out that way. Because I feel like if the fence isn't bent the correct way, it might actually be hard to get out that way. And I don't think we want to have a tow truck to come tow the tow truck out of a sticky wicket. I don't think we want to have that happen. So I don't know if he might try to go out the main gate or something after this or not. I don't know. Well, this was not on the plans for tonight either. Wasn't planning to come film this. There's a lot of stuff I wasn't planning on happening tonight. Oh well, that's okay. That's what happens when you do a stream that's not planned or anything, I guess. And I guess it's part of the journey. That's okay. Who's to say it's bad to go on an adventure? Oh, the chat keeps locking up. Tow truck inspection. Uh-oh, he's gonna go get it. He's running. Where's Jeremy? Oh, he's gonna come over here. I hear a Jake brake on a semi-truck. The interstate is right across the way from where we are. So that's probably part of why the highway patrol came over and just checked in on things, but... Man, I didn't see where Jeremy went. Is he still in front of the cop car? Oh, there we go. Woo! That was a nice thud. That was a really, really, really nice thud. That was... Yeah? Yeah, I see that.
What the heck? I couldn't tell until they flipped it.
Yep. Out of all the cars, that's not the one I would have expected.
Yeah, he almost got stuck over there.
Yeah, I was worried about that as soon as he started going over there. I felt like he was gonna get stuck.
I was like, I see him turn around. I'm like, are you gonna make me move? In my head, I'm like, are you gonna make me move? And all of a sudden, he just started pulling into the fence. I'm like, you going into the fence? Yeah, the cop. Never mind.
Yeah, save it for later. It's fine. We can talk about off stream. I'll probably end after a couple minutes
I'm gonna
anyway.
go back over there and get in the car, throw this charge. I just want to get that one little shot, better view than seeing a fence.
Yep. Man, that's pretty. That's a nice.
You might be able to, if you want,
flip over there by you.
Pull up and pull back into my right next to me.
Yeah, I think I might do that.
Should be able to. Just keep your headlights off so you're not blinding the hell out of them.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Let's see. Maybe I'll do. I don't want to do that one. Let's see. I think this one's running lights. We'll do running lights, just so that people can see where I'm at. I gotta put that back in park. I didn't realize I'll move over there. Maybe I'll park so you guys can see it, as much as I kind of would like to. Man, that's crazy. How do I want to do this? Probably right here. There we go. Do this. Go back in right next to him. God, I remember coming over here a few times when I was a kid. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'm not really worried about him, like seeing him actually put it on the truck.
Yeah.
I just like the flip over.
Yeah, the flip over is satisfying. Like I said, that was a satisfying thud. That was a really satisfying thud.
Yeah, it went right between the two trees, between the tree and the fence.
Yep. I'm curious what direction they were driving.
That way, this way?
Maybe.
That's the way the guy.
That seems like the logical way.
Yeah, that's what the cop was telling me. He was driving from that way there, driving from that way to go this way.
Okay.
He lost control.
Oh man. The last part's pretty set standard, so I'm not too worried about capturing it either. But yeah. Part of the journey. That's all it is. It's part of the journey tonight. Wasn't on my list of expectations to catch a rollover, but well, not catch it happen, but like catch it after it happened. Beep, 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 beep.
I bet you he's going to pull that away and actually back up so he just can drive around on top. Takes out the fence.
Yeah, probably.
Bam!
Oh, whoa, that was close. That was close. That was really close.
I bet the cop's like, don't take that one out too.
Man.
I'm like, don't take it out.
Yeah, don't crash your car into a fence, guys. That's not... Because now these guys got a fence to fix. Don't drive drunk. And for that matter, let's maybe work towards a future where you're not incentivized to drive home drunk, too. Let's try to work towards that. Because it's not good to have... Not good to have people driving home drunk. People drive home drunk because there's no other way to get home. Or at least not much of another way, right? The few other ways like Uber or taxi are a pain or expensive or whatever it is. And maybe they don't have friends to take them home. So it's not just a matter of like reducing the amount of parking at a bar or whatever. It's also a matter of having alternatives that are viable for when you are... I mean, if you do, you could turn them on, I guess, but you might shock him. He might not expect it.
He's like, oh, jeez. I turned my headlights on and I'm a bright and low. I told the cop and said, if you needed more lights, let me know. He's like, I'm like, I'll turn my stuff on.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'll let you know. But he's like, I don't think I'll need your help. Just go turn good lights.
Over there by the fence.
Whenever I went up on the scanner, it said vehicle hit fence. They didn't say rolled into the fence.
Man. God, the speed I would have had to be going, too. Granted, that's a smaller vehicle that's...
Second accident on this road.
Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep.
No. It is right here.
Yeah, it was about right here, wasn't it?
Because I came through here, like, it was that right here.
Oh, gosh. So it's about the same spot. So that means that they rolled through new fencing then.
But it didn't happen in the fence last time. It happened in the middle of the
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. I only distantly remember that one.
I'll see if I find it. I'll send you a link.
You should. Oh, man. Yeah, I know, right? Imagine having like a freaking like drunkard go home party bus or something. Of course, there's always the argument that maybe nobody should drink, but I don't think you're ever going to be able to put that cat in the bottle. I mean, if you look at like a...
I'm just curious on how he's going to get out. I'm done recording, but I'm just curious on how he's getting out now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not leaving yet.
Okay.
It's close to 12, I have to, because my wife said I have to be home by 12 o'clock because it's our anniversary.
Ah, yeah, you better get home then.
I'll be racing home like, take the interstate home.
Oh, man. Sorry for the camera not wanting to focus as much now. The lighting's a little weird right now. What if I zoom in just a little bit?
Go quickly.
That's not going to help. That's all right.
Hold on.
Oh, man. I think that is at least a little bit of it, because that's one thing I do actually like about some cities in northern Colorado. The buses go really late at night, and they're usually every day. Not all of them. I think Fort Collins is no bus service on Sunday, if I remember right, but then they also have buses that tend to run later. They also have that fast lane thing, the rapid bus transit. There's little things I think they could do better here, but at the end of the day, for what it is, given the circumstances, it's, you know, what we have is good. There's room for improvement, but it's pretty good. The buses generally here in town do tend to be within 10 minutes of being on time. Usually they're pretty close, but sometimes they do get a minute or two, or sometimes up to 10 minutes behind every now and again. It happens. I don't know. It's just that you don't. I don't think you should necessarily say. I don't know. How do I want to say this? I feel like there's some people that kind of take it too far to like say that cars should be banned internally, completely gone. I don't think that's quite it, because at the end of the day, the cars have a use case. But simultaneously, making a system where if you don't drive, it's almost starts feeling like you're being told or something on life. how do I want to put it? I feel like when it's getting to a point where it's almost like not cruelty. There's a word for it. I can't think of it. Can't think of the right word. It's a common word too. I feel like there is a point where if you don't offer viable alternatives at all, or at least enough, then it kind of makes things worse for everyone, right? Because when vehicles are going like 40 miles an hour, it's a lot more likely of something like this happening, isn't it? And a lot of roads in cities tend to be 30, 40 miles an hour, at least here in America. And that's when the crashes get worse. He might.
The fencing up like he was that way.
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about.
It's okay. The tow truck can tow them out.
I need to warm up again. Kind of want to just inch it just a little bit. I'm going to turn just a little bit there and back a little bit. There we go. Yep, I know. There we go. Let's see how this guy does it. Is he going to do it? I think he's going to try. He's savage. Oh my God. He's savage. Dude. Oh my God. This guy is insane. Oh my God, this is insane. Guys, I think he might be able to make it, but I don't know. He might not, though. I don't know. God, this guy is insane. Wow. Wow, I am in amazement. Is he going to do it, though? Is he going to keep going? Oh my God. Man, he's breaking a branch, too. Uh-oh, it's caught. Uh-oh. Okay, looks like he got it uncaught. God, don't fall down. Jesus. I know, right? Like, that's another concern. I hope he doesn't make his tires pop. Granted, I'm sure they're probably a little bit more meant for trucks still. Oh man, almost bottoming out the truck on the incline there. Oh my God, he did it. He's doing it anyway. Hold on, not yet. I shouldn't say that yet. He's doing it. He's getting there. Woo! That was close, man. Wow. That was... Woo! Man. Woo! That was nerve-wracking, man. That was nerve-wracking, dude. Holy moly. I was worried for a minute, man. Oh, man. Woo! Oh yeah, I really thought this could hit him, man. Holy moly, holy smokes. Oh man, that deserves like a round of applause. It really does. If it wasn't a crowded one, I'd probably actually say round of applause, everyone. Well, actually, technically an audience of 2, because Jeremy's here too. But still, there's only me, him, and the tow truck guy that could, or the police guy that could like clap hands, and yeah, that's not gonna work. And some of that's the cop too, though, helping there. Oh man. And see, that's where some of the point comes in. That's like, it's not necessarily a matter of like CPD. I know this is kind of going a little bit off the rails a little bit. It's not necessarily a matter of like the local police necessarily abusing the flock cameras. It's a matter of it being so easy for pretty much anyone else who is going to be a problem, or could be a problem, I should say, potentially being, misusing those. Oh man. Well, that was satisfying. I think we need to find a spot to wrap up, and then that'll be it for the night. Man, dude. Ah, man. On the car or the truck? On the truck? Oh, man.
It's not perfect, but I broke my mirror.
Man. That sucks. I was wondering what he said about that.
The truck started coming around, and I'm trying to wait. All right, man.
Good seeing ya. Take it easy.
All right, man. Take it easy. I'm going to go right now.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Oh man, I'll go find someplace for us to wrap up. That was an interesting night. Tonight was a journey. Tonight was an adventure. I'm okay with that. It's not necessarily a matter of like the local police necessarily using them improperly. Like I think for the most part, generally speaking, most of the officers, at least the ones that we've communicated with, probably aren't going to like intentionally go out there and just completely screw with it. Just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, right? There's always the possibility that someone goes rogue or something, but it's more of a matter of just how easy it is for the info to be accessed by just about anyone if they have a will to get in there. Right, that's the nice thing with like CCTV, actual CCTV, is that you usually don't have it uploaded to a cloud, right? A lot of times you usually don't. It's usually kept on a private server that is only going to be accessible by the people who can go to that server, right? Whereas the flock cameras, that's going to the internet, so as long as you can get access, you can probably access it anywhere with an internet connection, I bet. I'm assuming. I'm gonna emphasize assuming there. Because I could be wrong, right? I'm not necessarily the world's greatest expert on the topic. I know a good amount thanks to a lot of educational videos on the issue, but I don't know everything. So anyway, I think that's the end of my flock discussion for the night. I really wasn't planning on talking about it in the live stream, but after it was brought up, it's like, oh, right, I'll talk about it. Some topics like that are like really, really easily politicized, so it's like, that's where I kind of try and be careful not to go down the political rabbit hole, because it's just not worth it. But yeah, that's where things are at. Where should we end off, chat? Where should we end off? I need a good spot to wrap up. I wasn't planning on being live till probably almost midnight now. Oh yeah, it's 11:45, but oh well, that's okay. I don't do this very often, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a harm or anything. Remax. Ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da, da 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 da. Oh, I know where I could finish off. Let's finish off at the gas station over here on Pershing. I turned my signal on too soon. Wasn't intentional. Oh well, I fixed it. Fixed it as best as I could. I don't know if it's open at this hour, but we'll still finish off over by there, and I think I'll wrap it up from there. Carrie. So I don't think I did a video, but I think I did an article about this place technically not closing. I wasn't expecting the rebrand. So this was Moody's something or other. It belonged to Ivan Moody, who's part of Five Finger Death Punch. I think his family got like the key to the city or something like that. But I don't know what's happened to Ivan. Honestly, I haven't heard like a update directly from the source. But they end up doing away with their gas station and finding a new owner. So someone else came in here and renamed it to the Shortstop. So it's now this place called the Shortstop. I don't know. I don't like that angle. Let's see if I can do something. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Maybe I'll come back the other way. But it ended up getting rebranded to the Shortstop, and it got quite a bit of more updates to it, to the building and stuff. So there is that. We'll flip around and maybe see if I can do that a little better. If I turned in the way I was, the shot won't look great. So I'm going to do it this way so you guys can see the building a little bit better from this angle. I don't know a lot of details about it. I know it's been here for like forever. Across the street from there is also a Burger Inn, a former Burger Inn that became Espy's. I forget what it was called when I was a kid, but it's Espy's currently. And I think they mainly do like breakfast and lunch. Yeah, this will work better. So I'm going to do a little bit of a weird maneuver so you guys can see it. Yeah, there you go. So it's called the Shortstop, and of course they do have gas pumps and everything like that. And they made it all look pretty nice, honestly. It's definitely more of like a white color now, which is not necessarily a bad thing in this case. It's not too bad. Painted brick, I know there's mixed feelings about having painted brick, but yeah, this used to be Burger Inn right here too. So we'll finish off on both of these. This used to be Burger Inn. And these guys are the ones that keep coming up with funny sayings on their signs. So right now, I'll show you what it says. It says, "I'm so broke, I'm moving to Minnesota and opening a daycare." And I think that's a play off of something that happened in Minnesota with the daycares, but either way, they keep putting like really funny sayings. Sometimes it is a little more on the political edge, sometimes not, but they keep putting funny sayings on there. It's kind of amusing, honestly, to see what they throw up there. I'm gonna go over here and get one more shot. I don't know, I'm not familiar with this parking lot, but I don't know if I don't know, it doesn't matter. I think I can go this way. Yeah, there we go. We'll finish off like right here. So yep, it's called Shortstop now. I didn't get around to doing a report on it, but yeah, I think it was last year when Shortstop was like remodeling, or was it might have been 2024 or early 2025. I know it was in the winter. I remember one of the times I came over to kind of photograph it. It was cold, snowy, and miserable. I didn't even want to get out of the vehicle that day. Yeah, you better go take care of your business, man. Oh, hi, cop. Hi. Is it the same cop? I think it is. That's funny. I think it is the same cop. Oh, man. Anyway, I do got 4 new videos that I've filmed. So I got King Supers that I mentioned, and I got, three, I think it's 3 others. One of them's like a long overdue Plaza update. You'll see that soon enough. And what were the other 2? There's one of the places downtown I filmed. I can't think of the other one at the moment. It's just not coming to mind. Oh yeah, it was an abandoned restaurant. So I got 4 good videos that should be hopefully coming soon. Hopefully over the next few weeks. For the time being, because I can only record so much, especially with the cold weather, I think I'm just gonna stick with 1 video a week. But maybe if I have some luck this summer, I'll try to get a little more than 1 video a week. I want to try to. And I still got some videos I'm going to put out over there on the Optopolis vault. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Can't think of anything. I think that's about it. So, I don't know if I'll keep this live stream public or not. I don't know yet. Haven't made up my mind. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes to me it's kind of fun to just live stream and then kind of let it go too. It's kind of just nice to not always have to have the live stream stay up or whatever. Doesn't mean I'll delete it. I'll probably leave it uploaded and sorry for the phlegm. I'll probably leave it uploaded and maybe make it list at some point. Maybe, I don't know. Or I might just leave it public. I don't know. I'll make up my mind later. I can't think of anything else. Nothing else is coming to mind. We'll have to keep an eye on the one restaurant that might be closing soon. And again, I can't really specify which one or anything like that, unfortunately. And yeah, it's just because they haven't made the announcement, and I don't want to put it out there if they haven't made the announcement. So yeah, I can't really say that at all, and probably saying restaurants probably too much, but that's all right. There's a lot of restaurants. I could be talking about any restaurant in the world. Book sale, of course. If you're in Cheyenne, you have books to donate. They take pretty much anything aside from encyclopedias, and I think there's a couple other things they usually don't take so much, but for the most part, pretty much anything can be donated in terms of books. If you got books and you want to donate and you want to give the opportunity for funds to go to educational resources, DKG does that all the time, where they will support local causes in the education world. So doing that, I think, is generally a pretty good idea, because it helps, right? It helps people who are in the educational world get to do whatever it is they're doing to learn and experience things. I've done my article on that, and the print edition, of course, will be coming out mid-February for the next one, where I mentioned that one, and also some of the other things happening in Cheyenne. I'm still debating on how I want to go about the online part, how much I want to overlap and not overlap. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. But I think this is it. So until next time, I hope you guys have a good night. I gotta turn this down because my phone's starting to get hot again. Until next time, though, peace out, everyone. Have a good night. See you guys soon. Hopefully that doesn't crash. Good night, everyone. Whenever this thing goes. Is it gonna end? I'm gonna have to end again. There we go. All right, have a good night, everyone.